I know, right?
I don't
Hello.
remember any of my shit.
That's gonna be the first thing everybody hears. I don't remember any of my shit. That's it. Hello and welcome to the Ilderon Tales. This is Group 3, Sanguine Light. I do not have a webcam tonight as I am on the other side of the country. But yeah, episode 19, and we're just gonna get rolling right into it. We have Sam back with us tonight controlling Arabella, JJ controlling Carter, Riley controlling Veldrin, and Angelo controlling Celebris. I will be controlling everybody else as we are missing Jeremiah, Twan, and one other person that you guys have not had a chance to meet yet. So when we last left Group 3 off, they had broken into the Storm's, or rather infiltrated the Storm's Nest, the major barracks here in town, and had weaseled, and I use that term very intentionally, weaseled their way to see Makana, and found out she was still alive. Upon seeing her, they, I would say, attacked the guards, but they just started general chaos in the prison.
Hey, I didn't do shit. Let's just point that out.
Yes, Arabella actually did, and she was like, "Hey, please stop. Let's be reasonable about this."
I did.
Yeah, but
To all Carter.
yeah, Carter went ham on everybody's faces, friends and foes alike. Before finally, when the dust settled, the Silver Sigil was waiting for the party on the other side of the walls to see the assassins that were sent for Makana. After realizing it was you guys and piecing together that from Carter's information that Draylin was the one who wanted her dead, the Silver Sigil started planning their next move of political chess against him and sent the party back after him, as they had no interest into walking into whatever ploy he had set up for them. Carter also revealed that he had a artifact that was capable of scrying in places that it was difficult to scry in, and that seemed to really surprise the Silver Sigil that such a thing existed, and kind of changed the way the whole discourse went. From there, they gave the party a set of robes so they could sneak out of prison, and they took a piece of hair from each party member or some personal trinket or knickknack so that they could, in later times, scry on the party when needed. And sent you guys on your way, escorted by Torque and Daphne. You guys went back to the Lucky Lass, where on the way there you revealed to Torque you made a deal with the Silver Sigil, people who he absolutely hates, and you guys were discussing why Draylin was after Makana, and you found out she had a book detailing the crimes of the Silver Sigil that she had lost while she was in prison. And that seems like a good place to pick up. Did I skip anything?
Is Arabella with them?
No, Arabella's not with them. She's joining the party at the start of the session. She was actually, when the prison riot broke out, she didn't lift a finger against anybody. She actually just started healing people. So she was escorted to safety by the guards.
Oh, so I got guard friends now.
Guard friends with quotation marks.
Okay, sorry. You may continue.
Did I miss anything else important? Oh, on the way there, on the way out, through the prison, in the prison riot, Carter and Makana made semi-friends with some of the other prisoners who wanted to escape, and a couple of them joined your guys' cause. And once again, I say cause with quotation marks. All right, so we're going to get started at the start of the session. Yeah. The rest of the party is at the Lucky Lass. Up in the upper rooms are Carter, Torque, Makana, and Daphne. Then in the lower parlor is Veldrin, the new half elf you guys picked up, and Celebris Vega. I forgot his race. Human.
Yes.
Human monk you guys picked up, and then Alexander Anderson.
Wait a minute, what?
A. Anderson. There we go. The other monk, or the cleric monk that you guys picked up. All of these guys are quote unquote prisoners you freed. And we'll get started with Arabella arriving at the Silver Sigil. Yep, you're there. Arabella is escorted to the Lucky Lass with two guards who were carrying the gear from the armory. In it is in the gear from the armory is Makana's plate mail. Her sword is not there, neither is her amulet. And her personal affairs are there. Then you are given you guys are given enough gold out of the armory that will divide amongst the starting gold that I told each of you have.
I didn't do that.
There's enough gold there that divides amongst you guys for the starting gold that the prison characters have out of their prison gear.
Yeah, basically the gold that when we were building our sheet.
Yeah, because I'm not going to go through and add it all up and then divide it back out. Anyways, you are at the Lucky Lass. There is, it is mostly empty today. There is just Aristot working the parlor, who is the courtesan that you hired for the night, and then she got into a fight with Crowjai.
The one that got in trouble.
Yes.
Yeah, I was just about to ask that.
And Taek is also on the premises. Otherwise, the Lucky Lass is only occupied by your party today. All of the rooms upstairs are still rented out. Just everybody is out enjoying the rest of the festival. It is late afternoon. What's everybody doing?
I'm presuming still waiting in the Lucky Lass for Arabella.
Okay. Veldrin doesn't have any money yet.
Crap. Then I'll wait around for her to get my money, then gamble.
I'm trying to decide if Arabella would try. She likes to spend money. No, that's not her character. Okay. I guess she would just come in and carry and have all the stuff.
Alright, so walking inside, Arabella's going to notice some things, and I'm going to fill you in from what you missed in the session.
Okay.
There is a... describe to me, Angelo, describe to me how Celebris looks.
Celebris is a about 7-foot guy who has a light brown skin, jet black hair, and grayish stormy eyes.
Okay, you're gonna notice.
Actually, he's like a big old meat stick wall of a guy.
Okay, you're gonna notice him. You didn't get a chance to speak to him directly in the prison riot, but you did know when things got really, really bad. He actually stepped forward to defend Makana from some of the other prisoners. And then you're not going to notice Veldrin, because he was obscured the whole time and fogged from the fight. But you're going to notice there is another guy there in rather ragtag clothes, presumably another prisoner who broke out in the prison break.
Okay, I feel like I have to ask this for Arabella. Do you know what it is, Brandon?
Appearance?
Yeah, how do they look?
It should be on their character sheet. I think one's a 15 and the other one's in 11 or 13.
15.
Veldrin,
Quite dashing.
Yeah, the half elf is once again quite dashing. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to go super far up in. I'm gonna have to go super far up in this chat log. No, your appearance though is 13. I remember that because you rolled 11, then you like rolled 13.
My charisma adds for nothing. No. At least I can talk someone down.
Yeah.
Can we add charisma?
I allow you guys at the top of each morning to make an appearance check where you can try and gussy yourself up with your charisma.
Dashing normal.
Do they know what Arabella looks like?
Veldrin does. He saw you specifically. And also, Celebrus is going to recognize her as the woman who had the spirit guardians around her. Also, you're out of a spell slot of whatever spirit guardians cost you. And
third level slot. Okay, thanks, Brandon.
And a second level slot for cure for healing word.
A second level or first level?
Second level.
Let me fix that on my character.
Does my character see her? Can I go talk to her?
Yeah, the way the parlor's set up, there's a small foyer, and I'm going to describe it what it's like as you walk in. There's a small foyer that is probably about 20 feet by 20 feet wide. And there's a desk and an attendant there that was Aristot before you guys came in. Now she's attending to the tables with you. And a small flame, and that whole room is stone. And then immediately to the right of that room is the entrance to the gambling parlor, which is this much larger 60 feet by 60 feet den. In the back of the den are stairs that lead upwards, and then a immediately to the left behind the entrance foyer, there are rooms that lead to the serving quarters.
Okay, I'm gonna walk up to Arabella, smile on my face, and be like, "Hello, I am Belgian Galer. You are?"
Disinterested. And she's gonna walk away and walk to Carter and say, "What the hell happened?"
Carter's upstairs, by the way.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Carter's not down here.
Follower.
Then Arabella would walk up to his room. She knows where his room is.
So, and just once again to fill you in RP-wise of what happened, what Arabella witnessed, Carter attacked a guard.
And then attacked Makana.
Yeah, and then Makana joined in attacking the guards, and then Carter attacked Makana. Makana nearly strangled Carter and then fled, and then that's when the riot started.
Ooh.
Nah, Belgian Galer
Be on the counter, check. That's mine. Left for you.
Dashingly escaped.
I'm full too.
Dashed. Okay, my escape.
Right?
No, I actually ate it. It was pretty good.
I'm gonna follow
on
Arabella and I'm gonna ask for my stuff. Money to gamble.
Arabella just hands the money and away.
Whatever.
Thank you, Arabella.
Just take this.
I don't know her name. Thank you, lady.
It's Arabella, and I'm gonna continue to walk up the stairs.
Okay.
My name's Belgian. Goodbye.
Yeah,
Scowl ladder.
when you get to the room upstairs, you're gonna walk into a rather panicked Makana. Torque and Daphne and Carter all standing in their room.
Arabella's gonna go walk in and just be like, "Okay, so what the hell?"
What do you mean, what the hell?
You just couldn't make up your mind. You just decided just to hit everything.
That's the best way out of certain situations.
Oh, okay, sure. Sure, okay.
Hey, it worked. I mean, we're out of jail. Makana's here, and we're not dead. Hitting everything was a thing to do.
Don't forget Celebrus.
Yeah, if Celebrus walks up there, I mean, he could join in this conversation too.
I'm totally there.
Arabella, having only given her the gold, is gonna give Makana her things and say, is everything there? Your amulet, your sword, those two things are missing. That I recognize.
Yeah, Makana is going to search through her stuff before pulling out a small journal and thumbing through it very quickly, and then throwing it and cursing.
Arabella's gonna raise an eyebrow. What?
So
missing now?
they took it.
She gestures to the journal and says they altered it.
Oh. Well, do you remember what it said, at least, before this alteration happened?
She nods and says it belonged to a sage, Alshandoris. He had been working for the Silver Sigil for some time on jobs that they had conscripted him to do.
Did you make a copy of this? Did you just or is this the only copy there was?
She when you say, "Did you make a copy?" she nods and says, I sent a copy of the text to our faction house here, our order house here in Ardersarai, but that was before what happened.
And there's nothing else. That's it. All of the information is gone.
I'm gonna roll her an insight check. She's just going to rub her hand over her face and say, "They've altered the sage's memory. He doesn't remember anything, and now it's just my word as an angry opponent of theirs against them." But that's what they do. They try and purge all information of their existence, and I'm sure whenever they're done with whatever we end up doing for them, they'll either try and recruit us or do the same.
So what now? Somebody just tell me what we do now. And who are you? Why are you here? Arabella's gonna turn and look at Silver.
I was captured in the... Actually, sorry. I came with you after the prison break. For fun.
For fun.
Look, being a monk is really boring, alright? You can't blame me.
No, trust me. I don't like boring, but hanging around with us might just get you killed.
Makana, who's already adorning her armor, nods at that and says it's already gotten a lot of people killed.
Too many people.
She's going to turn to Arabella and say, "I want my sword back. You tracked it once before, can you do it again?"
I can try.
Oh, Lord, we're going after that curse thing.
She's going to look to Carter and say, "That cursed thing has saved my life more times than I can count."
Well, how high can you count?
Not very.
A rude dwarf.
Arabella's gonna look at Makana and just say, "I have to be within 1,000 feet of it to work." But I'm happy to cast a spell.
She nods and looks to Carter's amulet and says, "You wouldn't happen to have another one of those, would you?"
No, I wouldn't, unfortunately, but I know where you can buy one. It'll cost you a pretty penny, but I know where you can get it.
Actually, Silverus is confused. What does said amulet do?
Keeps me secret.
Yeah, Makana says, "The job I do, if people see me coming, they tend to run before I get there." Removes that element.
Silverus is thinking either it stops him from moving or makes him invisible.
She tilts her head and says, "What do you know about divination?"
Me.
She nods.
Monk.
And
I don't know.
she's going to shake her head and say, "Then it's not worth explaining to you."
I know there's scryers, stuff like that. A monk at the monastery used divination to know when we were stinking off drinking, but that's really it.
Yes, well, this amulet would have prevented things, you know.
Dang, that would have been...
She's going to
Yeah.
look to Carter and say, "Do you know where we can find Draylin?"
Well, I know
Is that
where.
the crazy guy that looked at the table, the door, Carter?
Yes. It
The one
is.
with all the slaves?
Yeah.
Okay, not to bring up old shit, but where the hell is Lilfear? Isn't she supposed
She is.
Yeah, where is Lilford? Where is my slut? But yes, I do know where to find him. At least unless he is moved, which I do not think he has by now.
Also, how much is one of those amulets?
A lot.
A lot is a true statement.
Yeah, Carter paid, what, 400 gold for it?
A little over 400 gold.
I have 400 ruby, whatever they're called.
That's not gonna cut it.
No. Mm-mm.
Just gold?
Just gold.
We'll get enough.
Well, we could do this one of two ways. We could either A, I give you my amulet, or B, you go buy your own.
Are you talking to Makana?
Yeah, I'm saying this to Makana.
Arabella's gonna look at Carter like suspiciously and be like, it wasn't the whole point of that amulet for her.
Maybe.
Maybe. Maybe not.
Maybe.
I specifically can't remember you going, hey, I might be able to help with that. And then you come back with that amulet.
Makata is going to turn to Arabella and say, "Alright, we didn't get a chance to talk. How did the investigation of my order house go?"
You mean with all of the people dead?
She nods and says, "Did you guys find any clues there?" Of
I
course,
know that-
we know it was Draylin, but...
So we went, all the papers were scattered about, everyone was dead. I cast Speak with Dead on your friend. He basically told us about the journal, and that they were looking for you, but they don't know who did it. He also said, while we were there, the Silver Sigil had somebody in the house. We went downstairs. What is up with all the freaky shit in the basement, by the way? Like, I'm into some kinky shit, but seriously, get rid of it. And then the Silver Sigil came, and then, then they found you. So that was fine.
Makana's gonna just sit there absorbing that information for a while before she says, "Alright, the way I see it is, we can either take the day and gear up and then bust into this Draylen person's home and drag him to the light, or we can go there and do it now.
There's a celebration. Should we really do it while everybody's could be anywhere celebrating, like people do when they celebrate?
Isn't he like rich or something?
Very rich.
Probably in like some beach house chillaxing with like 3 hot undead babes. Well, I don't know what he's doing.
Nah.
Right.
I know where he's at.
He's the owner of all the slaves in
All the slaves in the what? You cut off mid-sentence.
the area. The capital. Is that where we're at? The capital?
Yes, the capital. Although that may be a bit of an overstatement, but...
My character is kind of displeased and is kind of... like, why Arabella's being so mean. So he's gonna kind of walk back up the stairs to talk to her even more.
She's not being mean. She's more passive than me. She gives you your stuff, and she's on a mission.
Okay.
I want that
Veldrin's...
to be aware that would be her facial. It was not like, oh, piss off, I don't want to talk to you. It was like, hey, I'm trying to take care of something. I'll talk to you in a minute.
Yeah, Veldrin's going to walk into this room of people trying to come up with a plan. There's a bit of a debate going on.
And he'll say, hello friends, what are we talking about?
Killing someone.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah,
killing.
Celebrus loves the act of murder.
Torque, your impromptu paladin, who's already fuming at this point, is going to look over at Daphne and say, "We can't sit here and plot murder."
Well, it's not murder. It's more or less bringing justice to somebody that is behind multiple crimes.
Oh yeah, this dude is terrible.
Arabella's going to look at Torque and say, well, I agree, murder should not be the answer. This guy's kind of scary, Torque. We went to talk to him for like 5 minutes, and something was wrong with him.
Alright, Torque is going to say, "Did you report it to the Chantry?"
He's going to say, I came straight to you, reporting it to the Chantry now.
He's gonna nod and say, "I'll look into it then. It is my job as the Cinder Inquisition."
See, that's the thing, though. The Chantry will take way too long for anything to be done about it. Right now, I know where he is, and I know, like, we just need to gear up, and we can do this now.
Arabella's going to look at Torque and just say, how do you feel about us going together? And that way, if he hits first, you're there to witness it.
Can I go to town and buy like some medium armor or something before we go murder hobo?
And could I go on my date with Pax before we go all murder hobo?
Ooh, we can do it together. I'll go buy my armor. You can go to like the shop.
Talk to Arabella, and I'm going to be quite persuasive. That sound was so loud, it burnt my eardrums.
Wait, you're going to talk to Arabella about what?
Nice and persuasive, and introduce myself again, hoping she will introduce herself properly.
Okay. I don't outright allow persuasion checks to
Characters.
yeah, between player characters, but you can say anything you want to say pleasantly. Some situations I will allow it if it makes sense.
Hello. Again, I'm Belgian Gaylor. for bard party. A life story. I'm up for it. And you are?
Arabella, I thought I told you that on the stairs. I apologize for dismissing you. There are bigger things to handle right now.
Bigger.
Okay. I assume my character is kind of wasted right now, just because he's vicious drunk. So he's gonna be like, okay, I have to level with you. He's gonna slur my words heavily. Routine. That'll make for a fun encounter.
What did you say you cut out?
I'm just going to assume my character is kind of wasted right now. He's kind of a drunk sometimes, so he's just gonna say, "Okay, let's go live with you. You're pretty hot." And he's just gonna slur all of his words.
I'm aware.
Girl, you know it.
But thank you for the compliment.
Torque is going to roll his eyes and say, "Now I see why she broke them out of jail."
Hey, I didn't break anybody out of jail.
I agree with the ball.
No, that was my doing.
Just gonna start recounting my life story. Just about how I hate the can I remember
The toll?
at the tolls.
Actually, go ahead and roll me a insight check. DC 13 to remember their name for your character, just because he's inebriated right now.
20.
All right, 20. yeah. You do, yeah.
Strong.
You stumble for a few minutes and then, a few moments, then you spit out the name.
Arabella is probably gonna be like, wait, why do you hate the toll? What's wrong? And then, wait, before he can say anything, Arabella's gonna be, never mind. I completely understand why everybody hates the tolls. It really sucks to be one of them.
When she says one of them, she'll be like, or I'll be like, wait, what? I'll kind of look at her.
Yeah. Didn't
Honestly.
you know?
No.
Haven't you heard of the Ilderon Tales? Apparently, we're incredibly special.
So you're a toll.
Yes.
Okay. So suppose you have some knowledge, maybe, of the other tolls and how I can kill them all.
How about we handle the matter at hand, and then we'll discuss how I feel about you wanting to kill my.
Torque is going to point directly at Veldrin and say, "When this is all over, I'm putting him back in the cell he came out of."
I look at him and I'm like, no, I swear to God, I'll kill you. I'll tell everyone else if you even try.
Sullivan just steps in like, calm down.
Yeah, Torque is going to step forward, mace in hand, or does he use a? No, he uses a warhammer, in hand, and he's probably going to tower a good half a foot over Veldrin at least, and he's just going to growl between his teeth and say, "You want to say that again?"
Yeah, Torque.
Daphne's gonna put a hand on his shoulder and try and pull him back.
Oh yeah, I'll say to Torque, ignore him. He's drunk, obviously.
I'm gonna cast,
You must not be so ill-tempered.
and it's just gonna put up the bird to him, just behind his head.
Celebrus wants to know, does he have a room I could just like shove him in until he's not drunk anymore?
There's a second
Start,
room.
like,
Arabella has
compulsively laughing.
2 rooms. She has one that she's been staying in and one she got for the party.
I know you're not about to put him in my room. No. 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 No.
Please. I mean, I can't put him in the gambling hall. It's gonna waste all his cash.
Yeah. By the way, subtract 18 gold from your inventory is the money you spend on beverages and that you lose to Aristot.
Ah. Okay, fair.
Alrighty then. I push him off to the side. We can get that prop. I'm just gonna ask. Does anyone want to go shopping? Like, I need some armor first off. So, that's a thing. What about you guys?
Look at how old I am. Does it look like I use armor?
Makana...
I'm bare-chested.
Makana is going to step forward and say, I need a sword. But I suppose I'd have to go by my order hall to see if all of our coffers weren't looted.
Arabella will offer to go with her. Arabella will just get Makana and say, I will go with you if you would like. And maybe I have a couple instances of objects prepared. Maybe I can find what you need.
I think I shall stay here and rest.
Carter, why don't you find that sneaky bit to be here?
Why don't I do what?
Why don't you find Lilfear?
Oh, her. She's supposed to come here. She doesn't. I didn't lose anything. I feel like resting. I did not have a good time. Let's just say I did not have a good time in the rat's nest.
My character will go along and scam some people.
Alright,
Some.
if you'd like, for Carter, he can spend the day resting in this area on the main concourse to the Palace District, just enjoying the festival. Or he can just go to sleep in this room.
I think he's just gonna go to sleep in the room. He cares less for a festival.
Alrighty. Okay, and then so the rest of the party goes to the Kalkin office to retrieve what's left of Makana's stuff.
Arabella will.
Okay.
Sure, I'll go. I'm gonna follow Arabella.
Alright, the map
character
you
is
guys
gonna
are
crush me on
seeing, you should be able to see the city map. The Kalkin district the Kalkin office is in the city proper. It is actually, let me make sure I'm thinking of the right stuff. It's in the city proper across the river, right outside the Forge Ring. Near a couple other foreign offices. I'm for Arabella. If you're trying to locate object, I'm going to need you to tell me when you cast it, because that's going to be very important.
Okay. I have 3 instances of available, and it lasts for 10 minutes.
Okay. Don't you have to be? Can you post the text of it actually? Or
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
I have it available.
Yeah, I'm working off my brother's computer, and I got one screen and like a dinky keyboard, so it's just harder for me to look up things. I got no desk space. So.
No, you're fine. No problem. If I go to like cast it, it'll put the text up, right?
Yeah, if you just click it, it'll send
There
it.
you go.
Got
Let's see. Describe the name of the object that is familiar to you. Sense the direction of that object as long as that object's within 1,000 feet of you. If the object's in motion, you know the direction of its movement. The spell can locate a specific object known to you as long as you've seen it up close within 30 feet. Alternatively, the spell kind, the spell can't locate an object if any thickness of lead or even a thin sheet blocks a direct path between you and the object. Okay, I'm gonna roll you a percentage die to see if there is any lead between you. Alright, and how long does this last? 10 minutes. So it's, in total from where you're at to where you're going, it's a hour-long walk. Do you cast it leaving the Lucky Last, and then I'm assuming on the bridge, and then when you get to the Calkin office?
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever would make the most sense.
You're... Okay. You're gonna cast it, and let's see, spell cannot locate... You're gonna cast it, and all three casts, you're not gonna sense it.
Are we anywhere near the prison?
You are not near the prison.
We don't even travel anywhere.
No, you go northwards of the prison.
That
said, Arabella did see the armory, and she did not see the barrel that Hogan shoved the sword in the prison armory whatsoever.
Arabella's gonna look at Makana and she's just gonna shake her head and say, I guess I don't know where it's at, Makana.
She nods and says it's stored somewhere. I'll be able to locate it eventually, as it is sentient, so when we get enough gold, somebody will be capable of scrying on it.
I'ma go armor.
You're gonna go where?
Find armor.
Oh, find armor? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Keep in mind you are a monk, and don't you have unarmored defense?
Yeah, but I also am multi-classing a barbarian, and you know he can wear medium armor.
Barbarians also have unarmored defense too.
Yeah, we both. Those are both classes that use unarmored defense.
Do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they don't stack is the thing.
If
have
you
to choose between one or the other.
Yeah, if you wear armor too, you lose the benefit of unarmored defense and your unarmored movement.
Yeah.
You can go and buy armor. I'm not gonna disallow. I'm not gonna not allow you to do that. I'm just letting you know the mechanics of your character.
Never mind.
But heading to the city proper, you guys are going to get to the forge ring, and on the other side of the forge ring, outside of it, at the foreign offices, you arrive at the Calkin office that you have seen before. And you guys head inside. Oh, snap. Okay.
Arabella's gonna look at Makana before they walk inside and just say, are you sure that you want to go in there again?
Makana nods and says, I help establish this order house.
My character will kind of like go in between them, arms around both of their shoulders, and be like, okay, friends, where are we now?
She gestures to the abandoned building in front of you guys. You guys are in the middle of the northern part of the city proper. These buildings are built into each other, and this one specifically has large amounts of stonework into it, as it is some sort of miniature stronghold. The text on the sign above states that this is the Calkin office, and you would know that And you would know that the Kalkin is a international no borders crime fighting organization, I guess is the best way to put it. They hunt down rogue magic users and eliminate them before they can cause any problems. Particularly people who experiment around with dangerous types of sorcery and necromancy.
Oh, the Calcan office. It's them. I'm still a little drunk, sorry. I like them, to be honest.
Makana is going to smile and say, "That's a very rare compliment."
Yeah, not many people like the Calkin.
Abusive of their
Bless me.
powers in my place. So
Double
much
bless you.
magic in general.
Thank you.
And I'm just gonna start like randomly singing.
Alright, otherwise you guys head into the Kalkin office. I've described this before for the rest of the party. It's a 3-floored place. There's a basement and an upstairs. This main entrance area is the combination of a large office space and then having a parlor of sorts, lounging area for people coming in and waiting. There is a stack of wood built inside the fire pit, and it looks like it's been used recently. The bodies still have not been cleaned up. There are 2 bodies on the first floor. At this point, they're rotting corpses, and there are lots of flies in here, and it smells like death. The bodies have still not been
like
cleaned
death.
up. Yes.
Arabella's gonna point to the fireplace and see, and just tell Makana that, remember I said someone watching? They lit the fireplace to notify that somebody was here.
She nods, and goes over and inspects the wood. Not finding anything of general importance there. She's going to go to each of the bodies and kneel down and start saying a prayer over them, and just as she finishes her prayer, she's just going to look back at you guys and say, "I wish we had more time."
Arabella's gonna say this kind of in a joking manner, not to be rude, but Arabella could say, I could make this building a pyre for them. They could just rest.
Wait, say that again? Build a pyre for them?
Yeah, to make the building. Just set the building on fire. You get it?
Yeah, Makana's going to shake her head at that and say, "No, they deserve a proper burial. Just, I can't afford to give that to them right now." And she's going to stand up and walk by the bodies. The door is going to open as she heads towards the upstairs, as she starts heading towards the hallway that leads upstairs. Walking inside the office, you guys are, well, not you guys, just Arabella is going to notice Orensina step into the room.
She's the one that from last time, right?
Yes. She has a cloak over her, and her entire body is covered. You can just recognize the outlines of her face and her eyes, and she's going to say, I thought I recognized you guys. I told you don't come back here."
Oh my god, she looks amazing.
Who looks amazing?
Yeah,
Arabella.
Orensina has a very nice form, and she is very pretty from what you can see of her.
About the same prettiness.
Yeah, yippee.
Arabella's gonna say.
Am I there? Am I there at the moment?
Yes.
I'm gonna go up. I'm not gonna go up to her actually. Just to like, oh my god, you are the most beautiful thing to lay upon my sad monk eyes.
Alright, excuse me.
I agree with him.
Arabella's gonna look up.
Eyes.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Agree. I'm drunk. The monk is just dumb.
Yeah, Orensina is going to look very unflattered at your guys' compliments and say, "You need to leave."
Arabella's gonna step forward and say, "Look, we were sent here to take care of things. Call them if you want to. Do what you think you want to. You need to, but we have things to take care of." And she's just going to proceed to do.
That pretty woman.
Alright, Makana is going to step back into the room, out of the darkness of the hallway, looking towards Orensina and saying, "Call who? Who hired you to be here?" Orensina is going to look at her and make a perception check to recognize her. She's going to say, "I told your friend before, I'm just an adventurer, and I'm getting paid to keep people out of this house. There's a lot of dangerous things here, and you guys shouldn't be wandering around in here." Makana is going to step forward and say, "This is my order house." Orensina is going to gulp for a minute, looking back at Arabella and say, "And I'm sorry. I'm only trying to do what I was told to do." Makana's gonna step forward again and say, "Who hired you?" She's gonna roll an intimidation check against her, and Orensina.
Arabella knows who hired.
Are you gonna tell her?
I don't remember his name though, Brandon. Like, it's the Silver Sigil guy though, right?
Yes.
Arabella will just say, "It's that guy from the Silver."
That son of a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
What is his name?
When you say that, Orensina is gonna say, "Look, you do what you want here. Just please stay out of the basement. I don't want to have to call them, and I'll just leave. I'll go back across the street." And she starts walking to the door before Makana grabs her and says, "No, you're not going anywhere."
Fight.
I'm going with
Kiss,
the
kiss,
Makana
kiss,
lady.
kiss, kiss.
This doesn't happen very often.
Let's see. I gotta look at her. Can she get out of here? I don't know if she can beat Makana in a grapple check.
I mean, with that appearance of 18.
I use cutting words to sap her of confidence and confuse her.
Who are you using cutting words on?
The pretty woman.
Orensina?
Yes.
Alright, go ahead and roll your die for cutting words.
No, it does not.
That 18 appearance.
I have, Bardic Inspiration is 1d.
Yeah, go ahead and roll
Sorry, I
it.
had to read it.
1!
Oh,
Alright.
Oh, good.
So, Makana is going to make a grab for Orensina's cloak, and Orensina is going to get ready to move out the way, and then you're going to sling an insult at her, and she's going to briefly look at you for a moment, and then remember Makana's trying to grab her, and just narrowly get out of the way of Makana's hand. Barely beating Makana's grapple check by 1 point.
That's
Um,
it. Can I grapple her?
You can try, but Orensina whips out her spell book and says,
Can
"Look,
cast
I
hold
told you,
person?
stay back."
I'm just gonna put my hands up and be like, okay, okay, and I'm just gonna step against the wall and be like, this is my fight.
Alright then.
You can cast hold person. Let me see if I put her
Actually, no, I'm just
spells
gonna-
on here.
Wait, where is she at the moment? Is she like behind the door or in front of the door?
She's in front of the door.
I'm gonna just like shift away and like go behind her and block off the door.
I will use...
There's not enough space for you to do that without her
Dancing
moving
lights.
before you.
Oh. Alright. Then
Can I cast
I'm gonna just
dancing
chill.
lights?
I'm gonna be like, alright then. She's not an idiot. She's not gonna be distracted by dancing.
Yes, you can cast dancing lights. You can move next to her on the door, but her back is pressed against it. There's not enough space for you to get between her and the door.
Can someone just like smack her spellbook out of her hand or something?
I'll allow everybody one more action before she acts.
Did my hold person fail?
What's your spell save
I'm not
DC
gonna
on that?
cast that.
It is
I thought it was
16.
something else.
Is a 16. Alright, let me roll hers real quick, and that's against wisdom.
Come on, I'm not casting dancing lights. I didn't read it. That was something else.
Can I like I just
Holy shit! Really, Brandon?
I was 100% expecting her to fail that.
Fuck that. Fuck that.
You
Brandon.
see her modifier, right?
It's a negative motherfucker 1.
Instead of casting dancing lights, because I thought it did something else. I thought it was like hypnotic pattern, but I'm gonna cast charm person. I'm trying to just distract her with a level 2 spell slot. Spell slot.
English.
It's the first. Dang it, man! I don't even know my spells. Sorry.
Alright, she's going to fail the charm person, and you're going to see her flip to a different page in her spell book. Oh my gosh. This thing is on my computer.
She failed it, right?
Yeah. Like, hello, friend. Who are you working for again? Very nice and...
We know she's working.
Yeah, she's gonna say, I already told you.
Oh, sorry, friend.
Now,
We're
you
just gonna be
guys,
friendly.
you guys,
Out the way of the door. No, don't totally.
you guys try not to mess up anything here, and I'll pretend like I didn't see you.
But why pretend? Why not?
Will not.
She's gonna close her spellbook and say, "Look, I need the money from this job."
As we all.
For your crippling addiction.
Celebrus wouldn't know that.
I could smell it.
I'll allow you to roll a
Addiction?
perception check
Yay!
with disadvantage.
No.
Steve, too?
No, not the
Percept?
thief. No, you wouldn't know about her addiction. That's information another
Makes
party
sense.
uncovered.
I'll say to her, I promise none of these fools will mess anything up.
Hey, hey.
Wait a minute. Tiny man, calm down. You're the fool.
Charm person makes her a friendly acquaintance. I'm quite fluent with my magic. No, I'm not. So shut up. hold on. Let me do the talking. I'm a diplomat at heart and a drunk. I turn back to her and
One pint of beer.
Sorry about them. Dumb sometimes, especially the monk.
I swear to God, I will PK you.
She
She
closes
a new character.
she closes the book and pulls out a stone. Let's see, what is this? Granite? No, it's not granite. It is whips buffeted by. She pulls out a stone, and as she does, it is moving the flaps of her sleeves very lightly. And she touches it against the sword on her waist before pulling up the sword, warding it at each of you, and then stepping out.
I'll say goodbye, friend.
Alright, is she out of the room? Respond. Is she out of the room now?
She is.
Alright, I'm just gonna run up to the bard and like lift him up a good 5 feet above me. Like what did you say to me?
To get her to not kill us all. I'm sorry I had to use you guys as...
Makana shrugs and says she's just another pawn.
Yes, seriously. You had Charm Person on. You know what? I'm gonna let this go. I'm gonna let it go. Don't do no shit like this again. I put him down.
Song.
Makana's going to go back to searching through her guild house, and she goes to the upstairs area.
Follow Arabella.
I'm gonna follow Makana.
I'm gonna go to the basement.
Don't go to the basement.
Specifically where you were where you were told not to go.
Arabella would see him and just be like, "Don't go down the basement. Come on, seriously. Did I not tell you? There's freaky shit down there. Just leave it alone."
What's down there?
Ghost. You want to be possessed?
Let him die.
Arabella's gonna be like, "Ghost. You want to be possessed?" She's gonna pull her sleeve back where she keeps her scarf covered, and be like, "This is what happens when you go to the basement." And her wrists are slit because the ghost split her wrist to try to escape the body.
Makana's going to look at you and say, "They're out? They were supposed to be contained."
No, they did get out, then they're back in. We mended the base, they're fine. But if he goes down there, they'll be out.
How? Like, I just don't have to break anything down there. Seriously,
just don't go down
monastery. We have so many bases.
Just don't go down there.
I'll go up to him and I'm gonna be like, I'm starting to think that what I said was true. Don't go down into the basement. It has ghosts. I don't know if you've ever heard of the
I'm gonna eye down the bard. I'm just gonna be like,
Oriole.
You know what I... Now go up to that upstairs room. I'm coming with you.
Good, because ghosts are something called incorporeal. Your fists do nothing to them.
Yes. Why would I plan to punch ghosts?
Yeah.
You just said you put them in a... Never mind. I'm just gonna... I give up. I'm gonna go upstairs.
Makana goes to the final of the 4 rooms, the one where the last stand was made.
Where I did the sequence dead?
No, that was the room immediately to your right.
Okay. That's the one with just the one guy that looked...
Yes, the one lady over the table.
Yeah.
She's going to look through the bodies here, and there were several items that parties did not take as they came up here. She gathers 2 potions. Out of here, and she searches one member down and swears, saying, "Damn it, our armorer's key was stolen."
What does that mean?
She says that means we have another area in town that we keep additional gear at, but I don't have access to it.
Also, I just found out because of the barbarian, I can have a shield.
You can.
Can I break open the door with a spell?
I'm gonna let your character go ahead and roll a insight check on that or an intelligence save on that, before he suggests that. You're gonna put 1 and 1 together and know that these are the people who are supposed to keep the world safe from magic. They probably warded their armory against spells. Probably.
I could try forcing it.
I was gonna cast Eldritch Blast on it, but
Yeah, Makana's going to shake her head at the suggestions and say, "There's not much of anything we can do to force our way in here."
brute force.
Is there some type of window?
In this area is a. I told you guys this area is like a miniature fortress. The windows up here are barred. Oh yeah, you guys haven't been here before, so I need to describe this room. So as you walk up these stairs, you guys it would be very dimly lit if anybody chose to burn a torch. Makana, however, knows her way in the dark, so she wouldn't have any light. When you guys get up to the top floor, it's dim light as there is light coming in from the windows from the rooms, but not into the hallway. It's a short hallway with 4 rooms on 2 rooms on one side and 2 rooms on the other side. Makana, in the dim light up here, you can see that there is a dried trail of blood, like a whole. It's more like a river of blood that's been dried up, leading to the 4th room. In the 4th room, it looks like all of the furniture in this room was piled against the door, and the door has been broken inwards. And inside the room is a pile of 8 bodies. Each of them have claw marks all across them and are horribly disfigured. The room itself has dried bits of blood on every wall, and there's a large puddle of blood in the middle of the room, which is contributing to flowing out into the hallway and then down the stairs. At this point, though, these people have been dead for quite some time, and it is dried, and once again, these bodies are starting to rot.
So, is there did they loot them, or is there still stuff?
The players know that Group 3 has been here once before and already searched down the house, and Group 2 has also been to this house and picked up scraps.
Odd question for the time, but
Can I
read some.
Say it again.
I read
I want
some.
one of the femurs. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead for Riley.
I read that drow are naturally beautiful. I had a +1 or 2 to my.
No, and you are not drow, by the way. You're half elf, and your parent that was of elvish descent is called Dark Touched. There are not drow in this world.
Dark touch. Crap. Okay. I wanted to be a pretty.
So, can I have one of their femurs?
Do you try and take one?
Yeah.
That is something you can do. And as you bend down to take one, Makana's going to grab you by the collar and push you back and say, "What are you doing?" As you would have to break a leg to try and pull out a person's bone.
I'm going to say that. Oh, I was simply going to bless these poor souls who were mangled by some sort of creature.
And she's gonna say by desecrating their bodies.
No, simply I need a piece of their bone to burn. Let the spirits be free to the other realm.
She shakes her head and says, no, when we solve this and we have Draylen's head or him behind bars, we'll come back and bury each of them.
Then I can do the ceremony?
She shakes her head and says, they didn't believe in this pagan religion.
Is that a religion?
And she looks to Arabella and she's gonna, she's gonna blush for a moment and say, I'm sorry.
Did she just say she didn't believe?
She said they didn't believe in this pagan religion. You guys all know the Kalkin are not from Arder Sarai. They're stationed on the other side of Cedal.
Arabella will just shake her head and just like, if you haven't noticed, I'm not exactly like the other people.
She's breaking up a lot. I can't hear her.
Oh, go ahead, Sam. I was listening. If you haven't noticed, Makana, Arabella, or I'm not like these other, and that's what I heard.
Members of my chantry, it doesn't upset me, you know, to each their. Everyone is allowed to believe it.
Makana will nod at that and say, yes, even where we come from, we're considered outsiders in our beliefs.
Hey, you could be a member of a belief and be outsider of the group. So, you know, at least you're outsiders together.
Makana's going to say, so the first person who came here likely has the key.
Are there any traces as to that may be? Can Arabella do like an investigation?
You can, but Makana is going to ask, so you said there was something crazy going on with Draylen, and she's going to point to the eviscerated bodies and say, is he capable of something like this?
Arabella's just going to say, his behavior was just very erratic. Like, I cast remove curse upon him, and he still wasn't normal, I suppose. Before that, he was just crazed. Is that how you... Well, Carter's not here. Carter might be able to decide.
Makana's going to nod and say, well, I can get a couple $100 gold off of these potions, and that should give me enough to buy some decent gear that we can fight with.
Arabella will nod and say, is there anything else from this thing that you want?
She's going to ask, and did you go into the basement?
Arabella will nod and say, yes. We don't always do what's best for us.
Makana nods, just like processing for a moment, and she says, when I came back to town and I came here, I only ran through the house briefly and saw what would happen. I didn't have time to inspect everything, and then I fled into hiding in case the killer was still lurking, which turns out they are. But were there any more bodies of my companions down there?
No, there was a ghost, and
Hello? Okay, sorry.
there were ghosts, and there was a tree people. That's it, wasn't it, Brendan?
Yes, there was
That crap
also a skeleton down there chained to the wall.
Okay.
And a skeleton. There was a
What?
ghost. Yeah.
Eldritch Blast. Can I do?
What are you Eldritch blasting?
The skeleton.
It's not there.
This is downstairs. You guys are upstairs. Arabella's describing what she saw in the dungeon.
Ah, God. Okay, sorry. I'm lost. Okay.
And the skeleton. That's what, I mean, there's nothing else to tell. The skeleton was really icky. It had teeth.
A large smile is going to grow across Makana's face as you say that. She's going to clap once and say, "Not all of the Kalkin are dead."
What do you mean?
She gestures to the pile and then says there are 8 here, and then there are 2 bodies downstairs. We had a total of 13 agents here.
So where would they go?
Into hiding? Possibly.
She shrugs and says, they, like me, well, 2 of them are sentinels. They would know how to stay low. But Aldressis, I wouldn't know where she was. She was in charge of this order house.
I don't much care about their fates. They deserve what they got.
Excuse you?
So wait, did you just go from liking the Kalkin to disliking them?
Dirge kind of dislikes them.
Say it one more time, Riley?
My character dislikes the Kalkin.
Okay, I thought earlier you had mentioned that you liked them.
Oh no, I mentioned that I dislike them. I thought I did. I don't know.
Okay, you must have cut out on me on that because I misinterpreted that.
Me too.
Hate the Kalkin. Slightly.
Alright, as you say that, you are going to catch a punch across the face as Makana swings on you. Do you want to do anything as a reaction to try and stop this?
I'm going to cast.
Now, keep in mind, you're still using your spell slots from earlier today, from in the prison riot, and the ones that you've cast walking into here.
Yeah. I'm gonna cast a cantrip then.
Can you do
no,
it as
I'm
a
just-
reaction?
I'm just gonna back up and be like, I'll just back up. That's all I'll do. My character's a little drunk.
Alrighty, as you, the attack is going to come quicker than you're able to notice it. And it is going to be a... Is she proficient with her fist? Because that's going to make a big difference right there. It's going to be a 14 versus your AC.
My AC is 14.
Alright.
Hit.
She's going to touch your armor class and deal 5 points of bludgeoning damage. And she's going to say, next time you speak ill of the dead, I'll smite you into the next life.
Just knocked out. That's what I'll do. I'm just gonna be on the floor.
Okay. Uh,
I obviously don't hear that.
Makana's going to step over you and into the hallway and gesture for the party to exit and say, I can take the rest of the day and try and track them down. You guys can enjoy the festival.
I was gonna say something, but I'm knocked out. Crap. Usually you're not knocked out for more than like a second or two. So I'm probably awake by now.
Yeah. I mean,
Dazed.
the 5 damage isn't enough. It definitely hurts. Like, it really hurts, but it's not enough to, one-hitter quitter you.
Oh my jaw! You are one feisty lady. Just like paladins, heavily. Good for my taste.
Yeah, Makana scowls at you and says the Kalkin don't play games.
And neither do I. Well, that's a lie, actually. That's kind of my whole business. And I'll just go off into, like, a rant about random crap.
Are you guys leaving?
The festival. I'll follow Arabella. She knows this place.
So where was Makana going? Because I must have...
She said she was going to sell the 2 potions she picked up here.
Huh?
And that would be enough to buy her some decent gear. And then she was going to spend the rest of the day trying to track down the 3 members missing. Because there are 8 bodies in the death room and 2 bodies downstairs. And she said 13 people were stationed here.
Never know, the silver sigil could have taken bones from their enemies.
She rolls her eyes and says it's not their MO.
Laughing. And paladins can't take a joke.
Makana, if she wants to go with...
Can you? I'll just scowl at her.
She clenches her fist and says, do you want another one?
I'll be like,
Arabella will just step between them
no.
and just
Not
say,
really.
Makana, let's focus on the important. And she's gonna kind of wave off Bard. And she's just gonna say, do you want me to go with your Pete? Not gonna say Pete. Your friends. Faxes. The captain. Whatever.
She shakes her head and says it's unnecessary. I'd like to move around the city and talk to my contacts as a sentinel alone. That way, in cases like yesterday, was it yesterday or was it the day before? The day before, when I need to go into hiding, it makes it that much more difficult to find me.
Arabella will say, okay, but don't, like, get, thrown in jail again or anything.
Don't yell again?
Don't get thrown in jail again or anything.
Great advice.
Makana is going to look at you with this very dry expression, as it was the meld with stone was the reason she got caught.
No, actually, it was the Zymor who got her caught because he killed her, buddy.
Yeah. But it was 85% not Makana's fault why she got thrown in jail. She shouldn't have thrown that guy out the window.
Arabella Arabella will just smile at her as if trying to lighten the mood and say, yeah, you know, I won't be there, so at least you have a chance to get away this time.
She nods and says, I'm thankful for your help, though. Not many people would lend it, especially in something like this.
Character will just sigh and be like, are we gonna go party or what? Just gonna talk for a while. I'm very bored of this Calcan office, or whatever you guys call it.
Arabella will just look to you and go parties, do your thing. If Makana doesn't want me to go with her, Arabella's gonna looking for packs.
Okay, did I tell you a specific place that, she'd be?
You did, but you know how many weeks ago that was?
Yes, I know, well, I mean, I know how many weeks ago it was. I know where I would have placed her. I was just wondering if I told you it.
Well, I think you did, because remember, we were in the Lucky Laugh, and she told Arabella where to find her, and then Arabella gave her a kiss, so, if something happened...
Yeah, she said, man, I'm wondering if I should force you to roll a history check for it.
Oh, come on, Brandon, don't do that to me. I will if you want me to, but I'm so mad.
You're actually ridiculously close. She said she was going to watch the competitions in the Forge Ring. In which, you know that the Forge Ring of Town is the area where blacksmiths gather to show off their trade. For the festival, it has been converted to a fairgrounds.
Oh, no blacksmith meeting.
One more time, Mobe?
Oh, I said no blacksmith trading.
There are still a couple of them out there. You guys can see the Forge Ring from where you're at. But anyways, yeah, so if Arabella heads there, Carter spends the rest of the day sleeping. Makana actually walks with you guys most of the way there before she goes off to meet with the few blacksmiths that are still set up. There's no one showing off their trade today. Oh, snap! I forgot something. Rewind. And we're not gonna retcon anything. But I am going to allow Arabella to roll a insight check. For free. Let me make sure. Is insight intelligence or wisdom?
Wisdom? I want to say?
It would be, I believe...
Yeah, insight's wisdom. Okay.
Yeah.
Arabella does not pass that check. However, as she's thinking on it, as you guys are walking to the Forge Ring, Orancina looks very, very familiar to you. You can't quite place your finger on it, but her face just kind of jogs something in your mind, but you can't remember what it was. You can try the check again in an hour if you want. Oh man, Makana's entitled to the same check.
Time to go party.
So, can I go for these blacksmiths and see if they have a shield?
You can. Makana heads to the blacksmiths with you. The rest of the party looks for packs in the Forge Ring. We will handle Celebris and Makana first. So the blacksmiths set up today are not forging anything. Instead, they're showing off wares that they have been crafting. Particularly, you guys, the largest group, there are four brothers. Showing off several magical weapons that they've crafted. and they are garnering a large crowd as they display some of these, hitting them against stationary dummies and targets. Ever so often, a kid will walk up and attempt to, and they'll let the kid use one of the weapons, and of course the magic wouldn't work, but they hit the targets and get excited. Makana's going to walk up to them and hold up her hand, gesturing towards a man swinging a mace that is permeating frost off of it. He walks over to you guys. Does Celebrus want to say anything?
What a lovely enchanted mace you have there. But I might have to inquire, do you have any shield? Any kind?
The man gestures at the small, oh my gosh, I forgot the word of this thing. Pergola? I think that would be it. Pergola? Yeah, that sounds like the right word. Somebody Google search that. Anyways, he gestures to the pergola they have set up and says, "Of course, we're the greatest smiths this festival has to offer. We've come far from the Ardorian mountains to bring the craft of the mountain wardens to the capital."
Oh, okay, I know what a pergola is now.
It should be like a awning, kind
it's
of
like
like
an awning.
Yeah, like a wooden tent or wooden pavilion.
It's like a wooden dang it, I forgot the word. It's like someone just like took a big old sheet of plywood and just like put it over an area with some stilts on.
Yep, that's what they got set up to shield them from the weather. It is snowing right now.
Well, so we're gonna go over there.
Oh, you guys are there. They're underneath this thing, showing off their weapons, and people are coming up and talking to them about them. You guys
do I see any shields?
You don't see any shields. The only things on displays are the items the four men are wielding. If you're straining your neck to look for them, the man's going to put his hand in front of you and say, no, we keep the mundane items in a chest around back.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't mind if you lead me to one. I'm looking to buy.
He says, just a simple shield?
Unless you have any enchanted ones, yes.
And, Celebrus is a monk of Vailrear, right?
But I'm multi-classing barbarian.
Okay, no, I was just saying, asking what religion. Does he have any items on him to display his religion?
I said items would be, give me an example.
The Four Ascended have wooden and metal holy symbols that are like diamonds with a cross in them. I think I actually have one drawn out someplace. Just like, would he be wearing a holy symbol, or would he have would his head be shaved?
Actually,
would he be wearing shoes?
He would be wearing them. He would probably be wearing a wristlet on his wrist. He doesn't like things around his neck.
Okay. The blacksmith is going to do a intelligence save to try and put that together, and he's going to inspect you for a moment and definitely be on the fence about your prisoner clothes. And just look at your simple outfit and say, you some sort of prisoner, or?
No, I'm not. If you're wondering about my not so pleasant clothing, I took a vow to not have such great pleasures in the world, but a shield will be most effective for me.
He's gonna snap and say, "A monk?"
See, I didn't always start out as a monk. I was actually raised by barbarians and sent off.
But nonetheless, you serve Valrear?
Yes, I do.
He nods and says, "A simple shield for you? It's on the house today."
Thank you. Quite appreciate.
He's gonna walk around back and come forward with a iron shield that has a symbol of the Four Ascended on it, and there's going to be a circle around the lower part of the diamond, and let's see, maybe I can draw that out for you. That makes it up, denoting it as a symbol of the Four Ascended, but following Valrear's path.
Alright.
And he's going to hand it to you and say, "We made about a dozen of these coming into the festival to sell them as gifts. But it doesn't seem right to sell one to a monk."
Thank you for your courtesy.
Once you're done talking to him, Makana is going to lean in with holding her potions and say, I've got oil of etherealness and a potion of longevity. The oil can probably help you with some blacksmithing. The potion, might have to pawn it. But I'm looking to sell them, or maybe just trade them for one of those weapons. Rotero is going to take the oil out of her hand and inspect it. Before gesturing back at his brothers and say, "Oh man, I used his name, you guys don't even know his name." Anyways, before gesturing back at his brothers and saying, "Which one interests you, madam?" She's going to point to the mace he's wielding. And he'll say, "The oil and the potion for this, it's a fair trade." Makana's going to roll an intelligence check and say, "I think you should throw in a little bit of gold on that too." He's going to grumble before nodding, and he's going to hand the mace over to Makana and come back with a small pouch of gold and hand it to her. She is now equipped.
Cool.
She looks at Celebris, saying nothing, just kind of giving him a dry stare for a moment and turning and walking off.
I'm going to follow after her and ask why she stared at me.
You're jogging to catch up with her?
Yeah.
How do you voice that question? How do you say it? That's gonna make a difference.
I'm going to ask, did you mean to ask me something?
She looks kind of confused and says, "No."
No, I just sort of kind of gave me a stare and then walked off.
She looks back at the blacksmith and then to you and says, "Oh, I'm sorry. Sometimes I stare and don't even realize it."
Also, those guys are totally trying to downplay you.
She nods and says, "I've do realize that. A lot of people think because I'm foreign, they can just take advantage of me.
Yeah. I got this cool shield now, though. It's pretty nice.
She looks at it and says, "You're going to need it, especially for whatever fight we're about to walk into."
Oh, yeah, totally.
I mean, the people who were defending our office weren't by any stretch of the means soldiers, but the fact that he could walk in there and do something like that so quickly and not be caught for it must say something about his either magical ability or abilities in general.
Wait, what type of shield did I get?
You have a it is just a shield in the player's handbook. They this edition there aren't differentiations between them. It's on page 155, I believe, but it is an iron shield and it has Veilrear's symbol on it.
I think I found it.
Yeah. Page. Do you have it pulled up?
Actually, I have the shield right here. I'm about to equip it.
Okay. Yeah, it is page 145 of the player's handbook.
Yeah. Actually, where would I put it in here? I never really use shield.
If you search it in the compendium and drag it to your spell sheet or your character sheet, it has the option to equip it, and it should auto-equip it for you.
Alright, thanks.
Mm-hmm. Makana's going to point back to the forge ring and says, "You should go find the rest of your party."
Yeah, good point. I should probably get them. Alright, I'm gonna head back and get them. Also, what else were those guys doing? The guys with the... What else weapons they had? I just want to see.
They had a... One of them had the frostband mace that Makana has now. Another had a adamantine sword. Another had a silvered spear. And the third one... Actually, I never rolled the third one's new item because Group 2 bought the last one. I'm going to roll that one randomly real quick. The third one had a greatsword. However, there did not seem to be anything innately special about it that you could notice from a distance.
Alright.
We're going to jump over to the rest of the party.
Also, I'd just like to say that I named my quarterstaff Sasha.
Okay. Keep in mind you can't use a quarterstaff and a shield at the same time.
I know that.
Okay. The rest of the party, do you guys just want to find Pax and watch
you should be able to use a quarterstaff and a shield at the same time if you can one-hand it.
I thought a quarterstaff was two-handed.
No,
it's versatile.
Oh, it is versatile.
Is it?
Yes.
Look at JJ coming through. Yeah, it is versatile. I just looked down at it.
It does a D8 one-hand, D10 two-hand, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, the damage value in parentheses appears with the property. It does a D8 when it's two-handed and a D6 one-handed.
Ah, see, that was close. I knew there was a D8 somewhere in there.
Yeah, there you go.
Wait a minute. Just checking. Wait a minute, I see. Alright. Sorry.
That's not what I want. Whatever, I'll just delete this.
Alright, So for the rest of the party, do you guys just want to find packs and watch the festivals, or do you want to roleplay it out?
Actually, I think I might need some new clothes.
You can buy those in this area. There are people selling robes of Veilrear, which would just be common clothes with his symbol on them. Actually, it would be pilgrim's clothes, I think, in the player's handbook.
Actually, is there any like monk robes with Veilrear's symbol on it?
Yes, there are. There are actually many monks walking the streets today, and any one of them would be. Or actually, no, they're not pilgrims, so they wouldn't be willing to part with their robes as easily. But you could ask them to deliver you some. You'd have to pay for them, and they wouldn't get to you immediately.
Alright, fine.
Alright, so for Sam, are you there? Riley, are you there?
I'm here, yes.
Okay, did you hear my question about packs?
No, I literally just came back.
Okay, we're jumping back over to you guys. Did you just want to find packs and enjoy the rest of the festival, or did you want to roleplay it out?
And we can roleplay it afterwards. Let's not waste everybody's time.
Okay, hold on guys, I'm talking to Sam right now, so can you say that again, Sam?
I just said we can just RP it out later.
Okay, and then for Riley, what did you say? I didn't hear you.
But I wouldn't mind trying to just shop, just look around.
Okay. The Forge Ring has those blacksmiths who are set up at the entrance. As far as vendors go, here at the festivals, you're able to find foods and knickknacks. Is there anything specifically you'd be looking for?
Maybe a set of playing cards. For my character.
You could barter a set off of a street performer, as there are several entertainers over here trying to entertain the people watching the displays of strength and the few fighting matches going on.
I'm gonna start after I swindle some off someone to
barter.
Yes. How much would they cost? I'd buy one for for 3 silver pieces.
Okay, let me look at where these are. Gaming
5 silver
set
pieces.
would be 5 silver pieces. Yeah, the person most willing to sell them to you won't settle for anything less than 2 gold.
Persuade him.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Not 20. Wow.
You look like you've fallen on hard times, and he actually goes up to 3 gold, saying that he never said 2 gold.
I'm sorry, that should not be funny.
I sneer at him and I say, "Oh, what's your name again?"
Let us see. He is going to be a random NPC. Tackle. Or actually, I'm sorry, Tackle.
Okay, I'm gonna take out a little mini book, and
Write his name down?
yep, this is my book of names. It
Okay.
has all the names of people who I should do something to. I'll write down his name and I'll be like, here's your 3 gold. Take the deck of cards and I'll go start performing. I'll play some pan flute.
Okay. You're just gonna perform for the rest of the day?
Yeah. I'm gonna find something to stand on that makes performing. And I'm gonna put out a little bucket for money.
Alright. For Arabella, I need a general list of topics, though, you talk with Pax about. Would you tell her about the events of your day? Sam? Is her mic muted?
Brandon.
Hey,
Brandon.
I can hear you.
Have you met Arabella? Is she good about keeping shit to herself?
Not really.
Okay, so that should answer your question.
Okay.
She would probably abbreviate it unless Pat asked in depth.
Pax is going to tell you, as you guys are just walking around town enjoying the festival, and you get to the part where you were looking for Makana's sword and describing how you couldn't find it. She is going to say the Nazaram embassy actually has a vault with lead in it, and maybe the sword, maybe that was one of the reasons why you couldn't find it, was lead in the way of it.
Arabella is going to ask Pax if it's possible for them to look for the sword.
Pax nods and says there's nothing really NRP. She kind of looked a little sad at, going into the office on a off day, but she'd say, of course, there's nothing really of interest in the vault. They only hold things there for a short time before they ship them off someplace safe.
Arabella, after looking at when Pax may have that sad look, would just say, I mean, we don't have to go if you don't want to.
She shakes her head and says, No. I'd love to show you the vault. It'd be awesome. Or it'd be amazing. And
Arabella will just like hook arms with her and hold her hand and just be like, lead the way.
alright, so is anybody else going to accompany them to the Nazaram embassy?
I will avoid everybody else at all.
Alright, so Arabella and Pax get to the Nazaram embassy. You've been here before, so I'm not going to bother describing all of it. Pax, while all the other places you've been going to today have been understaffed or have had people out of the office on the holiday, the Nazaram embassy is still fully staffed. When you get in there, the Pax is able to lead you down towards the dungeon where the vault is.
Mm-hmm.
And after talking to several people, she is able to procure you guys entrance, although they say there is nothing currently being kept in the vault. While you are down there, though, Pax is... I'm sorry, I'm trying to remember the name of the servant, because it is slipping my mind. But the person that you talked to the day before when you were here, and I will pull them up eventually, is sent to fetch Pax. You overhear the slightest bit of their conversation. Pax is needed for another reading for Lady Navira. Or for Ambassador Navira.
Arabelle is gonna be like, wait, this was her one day off.
She nods and says, yeah, I'm sorry. I knew this would happen if we come here, but I wanted to impress you.
Arabella was like, no, we couldn't wait until tomorrow.
She shakes her head and says, Ambassador Dardell is very close to making some breakthroughs in kayak magic. Oh, unfortunately, she requires my aid for some of the more complicated inscriptions.
How long will it take?
She looks at you and says, it shouldn't be too long, hopefully. Arabella can roll insight on that.
Yeah, I feel like Arabella doesn't need that. She knows that Pax is lying. Well, I gotta reopen my character sheet.
Yeah, Pax is lying. Last time, she told you she'd be done at midnight, and they didn't finish until well into the morning.
Arabella's gonna visibly pout. And just be like, this is the only day we can hang out.
She's gonna say, look, the vault's empty, so of course you can still walk in and look around there. But as soon as this is done, it's done. And then I'll have all of the time free until the new year to enjoy the capital with you.
Arabella will just be like, okay. Yeah, I understand. Job is a job.
Pax is actually going to very boldly lean forward and kiss Arabella's forehead before she bows and walks away. I'm going to allow Arabella a perception check for free.
I like perception. 17.
When Pax bows, hatless here, Arabella's going to notice the roots of her hair are brown.
What color is the rest of her hair?
The rest of her hair is bleach white. However, it appears that it's dyed that way, not natural.
That's interesting.
Oh, by the way, you can write this down for Riley. Tackle, the guy you met earlier, he is the guy who swindled you. He is tall and he has red hair.
Call redheaded swindler.
Okay.
Alright, otherwise, the two guards guarding this vault are very, very powerful Nazaram knights. They look like they know how to wield the pikes they're holding. They watch Arabella, and one, as Arabella's standing there, one says,
What's his name again?
Takel. Taekl. One of the knights says to Arabella, would you like one of us to escort you, madam?
I mean, sure.
He opens the large metal door, sliding it across the ground, and entering the vault. Arabella's going to notice the walls are, walking into this vault, the walls the wall of the door is at least 3 feet thick.
Arabella's going to ask him. She said, she'll say, I'm looking for something specific. Would you be offended if I cast a spell once we enter?
He's going to shake his head and say, nothing left down here but remnants of trash. We moved out all the items before the prime of the festival hit, in case any thieves came with the festival goers.
Arabella's going to look at him and kind of describe McCord and just be like, well, first, she's going to say, so do you guard the vault often? Is that like your regular job?
He nods and says the items deposited here are kept in a registry. However, not everybody has access to it.
So, what do I need to do in order to look at that?
He's going to point back upstairs and say, well, she's only a lowly scribe, but since she's been working closely with Ambassador Dardale, she's gained a little bit of pull. Maybe she could do it, but if you're not a Nazaram member, I doubt it's something you'd be capable of looking at.
Maybe I should just go ask. What's her name again, Brandon?
Pax?
No, the other one.
Nyvera Dardale?
Yeah.
Yeah, she is the...
I know, I met her, remember?
Yeah, she's the #1 in command here. At least at this embassy. The guard...
Maybe I should just go ask him.
The guard's going to say, do you not want to cast your spell anymore?
No, I would still like to try it. You know, better safe than sorry.
He's going to say, once we seal the vault, we're going to seal it again.
Okay, so better to do it now. Right?
He nods.
Arabella will use one of her 3rd level slots to cast Locate Object.
Okay, is this her last one?
No, she's got one more. It's a 2nd level spell.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I was mathing it in my head.
She used all of her 2nd level spells, so now she has to use the 3rd one.
Yeah, Arabella is going to be led to a side of the room where there's a stack of boxes and crates. And she's going to notice very clearly the crate, the barrel that Hogan shoved the sword into is sitting down here.
Arabella's gonna go, that's what I need right there. And she's gonna walk, before she walks over, she's gonna just be like, is it okay if I have
the guy, or rather the knight, is just gonna say, these are just supplies to be shipped out to Nazaram patrols in the region. And he actually opens the barrel, revealing it filled with grain to the very brim.
He's gonna say, well, what I was looking for was in that very barrel. So it has to be somewhere.
He looks very uncomfortable. However, he inspects you for a moment and says, "Madam, these barrels have been down here for some time. It's very dry down here. It's the best place to store them."
Can I roll insight on that?
You can.
Oh, yeah, okay. I rolled a fucking 1.
Yeah, I mean, his story checks out at, as far as you can tell, he's not lying to you. These things have been down here for some time.
But I recognize that specific barrel. Brandon?
You want to try and persuade him?
Guys,
No.
just save Celebris went to the tavern and stayed there. I have to go.
Okay, enjoy your night.
You too, and bye-bye.
No, I was asking that I recognize this very specific barrel,
Yes,
right?
you do. Yeah, you saw this earlier. You and Zymor watched as Hogan manned this sword into this barrel, or at least it looks like it.
Arabella's just... Yeah, can I try to persuade him? Can I just be
Yeah.
like... No, I'm pretty sure that that's the barrel that the sword that I'm looking for into. Oh, that's a 21.
Ooh. He's going to look back and say, "Look, miss, Pax said she'd put in a good word with Ambassador Dardell and get me moved off of dungeon duty and put my skills to use elsewhere. I'm not trying to get in trouble for having you go through. This is just a favor."
Arabella say I'm not trying to get you into... That's most definitely not what I want to do. I need that sword.
He is going to look around for a moment before handing you the torch he's holding and his pike. And he is going to take off the gloved gauntlet of his armor, and then once again look around to make sure no one else down here can see him. And he is going to reach into the grain. He sticks his hand in before moving his arm down, before moving it a little bit lower, forcibly moving his muscles through the material, as it's not like easy to do. It's not water.
Yeah.
There's a moment where you see him visibly like change, as if he brushes against something, and then very quickly he retracts or pulls out his hand, placing it against his forehead and falling back onto his butt. And he exclaims, "How? What in the for?"
Yeah, about that. I'm sorry, I didn't realize you were going to do that. I couldn't stop you. It's kind of cursed.
He's going to stand up and tip over the barrel, pushing, letting all the grain roll out of it, and rolling on top of it, you are going to see Makana's sword.
Everyone's just gonna smile and be, okay, good. I'm not crazy. I feel much better now. How the hell do I get that out of here?
Yeah, he's sitting there staring at it too, and he's gonna say, "How the hell did that get in here?"
They carried it in the barrel. Okay, Brandon. Here we go. My last 3rd level spell. I'm gonna cast Sending to Makana.
Alright, well, what are you gonna say?
Found a sword. How the hell do I get it out of here?
Whew.
Found your sword. How the hell? That's 13 words.
Grab it, run, bitch. Grab it, run.
She is going to respond. Whew. Oh man, this is hard. Alright, let me write this down real quick. Where are you? I'm just going to count it on my hands as I say it, and then she'll cut out whenever she gets to the limit. Where are you? Calm him down. He likes poetry. He likes poetry. Tell Chryselos we are friends. That's and then she runs out of words.
Okay. Arabella's gonna walk up to and she is going to talk to it like an idiot. She's going to be like, "Hey, Christella, I'm Arabella, friend of Makana's. I'm going to take you to her, and I'm going to touch the sword."
Alright, give me a wisdom save.
At least that's something I'm good at. 21.
Alright, you touch the sword, and you hear this horrible screeching, in your mind. It is overwhelming, but mentally you're able to save, or, kind of stand your resolve against it. The longer you, hold it, the more the image, starts to form in your mind. Before you see this this purple bird formed of arcane energy just screeching angrily at you. In this, you see this as a mental image in your mind.
Okay, so my mind self will then begin to talk to the bird and say the exact same thing that I said just out loud, just in my head. Do I need to repeat it?
Alrighty, yeah, this thing does not seem to be calming down whatsoever.
Can I roll a history check to remember any type of poetry?
Yes, you can.
I rolled a 20.
Didn't Pax tell you some poetry?
Oh shit, she did, yeah, but I don't, yeah.
Hold on,
I remember that.
I gotta look at my notes to see what it is. Also, didn't you learn poetry too when you had to break into the Terrai Den?
I did. Something about hunger and feeding and...
I think the one Pax told you was...
I can go look at the RP because it would have happened in RP.
Yeah, I think the one Pax told you was I define myself in suffering. I've never known my soul.
That's the one that Arabella was... Yes.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a persuasion check with advantage.
That's 15.
The mental image of the bird, and you're kind of seeing like a dual reality right now, as there's kind of like this black void in your mind that's very mentally visible to you as you see this bird, but you're also like taking in your surroundings, so it's just kind of like a lot to your senses. The vicious demeanor of the bird kind of calms into apprehension.
Is he still screeching at me?
It is not viciously attacking you. It seems like it could go either way at this point.
Okay.
The guard is going to be watching you hold the sword and say, do you hear it? Did you hear that yell, or was I just crazy?
Arabella's just going to lift her hand, because she can only focus on so many things at one time. And then in her mind, she's going to say, Christella, I'm friends with Bro. I would like to return you to her.
The bird doesn't seem to calm, but the image in your mind disappears.
Is the screeching completely gone now?
Yeah, the screeching stopped when you said the poem.
Good. Perfect. Arabella's just going to look at him, the guard, and say, you're not crazy, but is it okay if I take this with you?
Whew. Now he's in a tough pickle. He is going to say, well, technically it's not even supposed to be down here when I last checked the registry.
So nobody will know it's missing because it wasn't even lost.
And he looks real torn. He says, well, I would have to check with my superiors, but then they'd know I let you down here. But if I let you take it and it's dangerous, I'm failing my nation.
Arabella will look at him and just be like, I'm not out any harm. Do you think Pax would be my friend if that were the case? Especially since she's getting closer to his name, I can't remember.
Navira Dardell?
Yeah, to Dardell.
Yeah, he's going to say, look, I don't even know that scribe. I just always see her tailing behind the ambassador since she's gotten here. If something goes wrong, and we get reports about that sword, it's going to be on her head.
Arabella will nod. Just say. Then next time I will see her, I will explain the whole situation.
He looks back towards the vault door, and he begins taking off his breastplate and says, you want to get that thing out of this embassy, you're going to have to smuggle it.
Okay. Are you going to help me do that?
He shakes his head. He takes off his shirt and hands it to you. Says, here, wrap this around that.
I'll do so.
And he begins readorning his breastplate before picking up his pike and starting to walk back towards the vault. He whispers and says, you have till we get out of here to find a way to hide that.
Shit, how am I going to do that, Bridget?
I don't know. I don't think of solutions before I put you guys in these scenarios.
Only you had a certain bard with you who knows some certain magic that could certainly help you.
I don't have a certain bard with. Do we? Did you come with me? No. Yes,
I'm
no.
performing for money. Yeah, money. How much do I make? Does anyone give me cash?
At the festivals, if you stay there for the whole evening, you make 47 silver coins.
Stand there until Arabella comes back.
That's not gonna help me at all.
Okay, that's all.
I literally have nothing to help me with this. Literally nothing.
Have fun.
I'm looking. I literally have nothing, Brandon. There's literally nothing.
Literally nothing.
Literally, like, I'm looking at everything I have it on me. Everything, every spell I can cast.
Would you like a clue?
Yes.
The sword itself is very, very ornate. The handles are gilded in gold.
Mm-hmm.
And there are bits of purple crystal running along the center of the blade.
Ah.
Oh, I have a question.
Yes.
So, this is player to DM. Could I not just strap it to my side and make it look like my oath blade?
I mean, how good are you at deception checks?
Not very. But I'm not. I mean...
That's a possibility. But yes, that was what I was suggesting.
That's when you describe the blade, because my oath blade is of a similar make.
Yeah, well, yours is made of white metal and it's a dagger.
But I just meant that it's very ornate in fashion. I mean, that's the only thing I got, Brandon. That's it. That's all I got.
Alright, so you do that?
Sure. That's all I got. I got nothing else.
Well, crystals are something of importance. I don't know.
Alright, so, yeah, you start, walking out, and, this sword, by the way, is of foreign make, so it is ornate, but, it definitely doesn't look like anything anybody around here would craft.
Uh-huh.
And just having this thing, on your waist, the first knight is going to stop you as you're walking out and say, did she have that when she walked in?
Arabella's gonna say, well, yes, I did. You wouldn't expect someone of the Toll family to have a mere simple oath blade, would you?
Roll me a deception check. Woo!
Oh, that's a 9. No, that's a...
So he's gonna be looking at you for a moment, and before he responds to you, he is going to lean over and whisper to the other guard, who's now standing back at his post,
Right.
and say, that scribe didn't say she was bringing the tolls down here.
Fuck.
He's
Holy
gonna nod and say, "Of course, madam," and move to close the vault back.
Rolled super low.
So I can just walk out the door?
You can walk out of the dungeon. You are in the bottom level.
Okay, I'm going to... Oh, shit, okay. Okay.
By the way, he rolled a 3 on his insight check.
Great.
So lucky.
Arabella's just gonna look at him and go, would you mind escorting the lady to the door?
The other guard who escorted you through the vault is gonna say, no, Favors paid. We have to stand on our posts.
Arabella will nod and just say, "Thank you for your time."
Alright, is Arabella exiting the embassy?
Yes. Yes, she is exiting the embassy.
Alright, you're going to get to the, you're gonna get to the, base floor, or, I'm sorry, the first floor, and the whole time you're exiting the dungeon, you're gonna be garnering looks, from everybody around you, before finally, nobody stops you as you're walking, by the way. And going past the receptionist, they take notice of you too, but they don't stop you either. Once you get to the door, however, there are going to be 2 Nazaran members waiting for you. One of which you recognize instantly as Lilfear. The other is a person you have never seen. Standing there in her slave collar, she's going to say, "Lady Tolls. I almost didn't believe it when they said you'd came here." And she looks down at your waist and says, "I don't think you're supposed to have that."
Arabella will just give her a look and say, "I have a friend. We were on a date, and she got called by."
She's going to tap the shoulder of the man next to her and say, "Kaz, you've been so nice, but I don't think it's right to leave this damsel here wandering around on Vaelris alone. Perhaps I can accompany her for the rest of the day?" The man nods before walking outside, and Lilfear is going to say, "You know, we stash things and we try and keep people safe for a reason. It'd be very helpful if you didn't go around undermining all the work we're doing."
Arabella says, "I'm here for a reason. Specifically sent by, your organization."
Say that again?
She's gonna say, I'm here for a reason, attempting to assist your organization."
She's gonna smirk at you and say, "That's funny because I'm fairly certain Shosinus told me to make sure that sword never sees the light of day again."
I was told to take care of a certain something with the aid of a certain someone, and this is necessary to accomplish that goal.
Lilfear strings her arm through yours before gesturing to the door and says, "I'm but a lowly slave. Who am I to stand in your way? Who is this special someone?"
Just one I'm sure you're aware of.
She nods and says, "I owe her for trying to maim my face."
Which I protected.
Which is why I'm not calling the rest of the guards on you.
So, yes, please. Let's be on our way.
Alright, you guys head back to the last, or you just enjoy the festival for the day?
I head back to the last because I want to lead her right to Carter.
Do I see her? Do I see her head back to the last?
You would still be performing in the Forge Ring, but eventually at the end of the day, and by end of the day, the festivities really don't end until midnight. But when it gets freezing cold outside, which it already is, when it gets bitter cold outside, the whole party would meet back up at the last.
Then I'll go gamble and party for the rest of the night.
Alrighty. Carter is asleep. You know,
Arabella would wake him.
JJ, are you
maybe
there?
not.
Something in like
Yes,
a
Carter
million
is asleep.
Arabella would wake
You
him.
haven't talked in so long. I forgot you even were here.
I was on mute. I've been doing things since I haven't really had to put too much input. I've been able to get a good couple of things done.
I'm trying to get you back in here, in JJ.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Carter's gonna rub his eyes like, what? Trying to sleep. What do you want?
I brought you a present. I'm gonna.
After rubbing his eyes, he's gonna look up like, what? Is it mead, women, or what?
Arabella's gonna like turn her head over, kind of nod to.
Lilfear is going to say, I am not a present. I am just here.
No.
And
I meant the present of your company, not that you were a present to be given to him.
And she's going to look at Carter with a tinge of annoyance and say, and hey, you tried to negotiate for my freedom. What did I tell you?
There was no negotiation. It's already done.
Lord Madison is a very dangerous man who needs to be watched.
Yes, well,
We are aware.
that is no longer your prerogative. That's a good word, I guess.
Okay, so while you guys discuss this, I'm just gonna slip out. I'll be back in a minute. And Arabella's gonna leave the room.
I have been promised by, well, I've been told by one Mr. Madison, if you have not gone and spoke to him yet, that I had 2 of his slaves for me to take. One was the person that showed me to Madison, and the other being you, Miss Lilfear. There was no negotiation about it. It was contract. Technically, you are my slave, but I do not own slaves, so you are free person.
She says, not yet. Your mission has yet to be fulfilled to him.
Oh no, this was pre-doing the mission. I was given 2 slaves. The rest of his ownership would be freed after said mission. Before said mission, I was given 2. You, and whoever that other dude was, whose name I've already forgotten. He was already freed.
She nods and says, yes, and I had to renegotiate that.
Why did you renegotiate it?
I traded places with 2 other people because I want to be near him. It is my job.
Well, here, since you're about your technicality, you're mine anyways. Here's a new job. Don't worry about it, because shit's gonna go down here soon.
Lilfear is going to lift up her shirt on her upper abdomen. Or, I'm sorry, on her right lower abdomen, right above her hip bone. She has a tattoo of 3 dots, which look like 3 curved apostrophes in a triangle. And she takes her finger and draws several lines around them. And after she does, the ink begins to move on her skin, etching what looks to be a scar before the scar of the tissue, where the lines of like the marked flesh would be, turn into metallic silver lines, revealing the symbol of the silver sigil. And she says, look, you've spoken to Shosinus. I know Arabella told you, I'm an agent. I have a job, I have a mission I have to do. I'm not in danger.
Well, Socialist Suckhead should have told you he wants me to go attack this person, Madison, and then He's supposedly supposed to have people to back me up. I don't really think there's going to be people to back me up. I think he's just doing it to try to get me killed. Is what my thought about it is. But here, since you're part of them, and I'm guessing you're a free agent, you're given free reign to do whatever you want to do. You want to make a deal with me since Socialist or Sosa fuckhead won't do it with me?
Do you actually pronounce his name like that?
Yeah, Sosa fuckhead.
Yeah, she's going to laugh at that and say, it's his job to be strategic in our objectives here in order.
Well, Sosa fuckhead needs to realize I'm not one of his pawns. I do what I please. For all I care, I could just walk out of this town, and just be done with it altogether. I don't have to conform under his agenda.
Lilfear is going to give you a very sly smile that loosely communicates she's listening to you.
See, my one goal in life is to free slaves. I've been in their shoes before. I know what slavery is like. It's shitty. It's really, to put it in simplest terms, it's shittiest thing anyone ever. I believe no man should control another man like that. Man, woman, child.
She gestures to the slave collar around her neck and says, trust me, it's not a pleasant existence.
Exactly. You know firsthand. If I were to do this, go attacking Madison, say I kill him, I would have to then figure out where the fuck he keeps the rest of his slaves, because I know not all of them are here in town. I know they're elsewhere. Where elsewhere, I don't know. You have been with Madison for a while, I presume. You probably know where or at least could give me an idea of where to look. I wish to gather all these slaves and then take them to the council and release them. Because I know if I can't get it through him, I've kind of screwed that deal up.
She leans back and says, but you're not looking at the bigger picture, and that's what Shosinus is trained to do. Sure, the things Draylen does
Fuck
to...
the bigger picture. I'm here for my own deeds, not everybody else's.
How would you feel if I told you the ball doesn't stop with Draylen?
Well, obviously, there's more slaving rings out there. I intend to one day get rid of them all. Obviously, it doesn't stop with Draylen. He's just the first stepping stone.
She exhales and says, he's bad, but he's our entry into a much bigger world.
As I just said, he's the first stepping stone. I take him down, my name starts to get out a little more, maybe I then draw more people to my cause.
Or you take him down, and his allies send an assassin in the night to eliminate you.
Assassin smashing. With big name comes big assassin. It's part of the job.
She's gonna cross her arms and, like, with one hand, like, holding her elbow, one hand she gestures to you, and she looks back over her shoulder at the door where Arabella walked out and say, how did she get paired up with you? You're so... I'm sorry, stupid!
As you said, I'm pretty stupid. I do stupid things. I've done stupid things for her family. Yeah, just keeping it out for a common interest. Nothing in this world that I never proclaimed to be this almighty knowing person. I know what I want. And I'm gonna do what I want. That's how I live my life.
She has a very amazed expression on her face and says, well, I certainly commend you for having a goal and sticking to it.
Anyway.
If you fight Draylin, you'll have my aid, but once again, I advise it's something you shouldn't do.
Obviously, I shouldn't do it. I shouldn't do a lot of things I've done in my life. So many things I shouldn't have done in my life. If I could take that back about 103 years, I could do a lot of different things in my life.
Lilfear is going to sit down on the bed and say, could I propose to you a hypothetical situation?
I'm
Perhaps.
not good with those.
Well, that's why
I'm not good with big words.
That's why I'm walking you through them.
Okay. Hit me with them. Not lyrically, I don't like being hit with things.
Let's say you kill Draylin and you free the 2 dozen or so slaves he has. And then you spend the next year, 2 years, 3 years, maybe the next decade trying to find his contacts. And who knows how many slaves they have or how many people they're hurting. Or you work with him, you befriend him through some means. You free a couple slaves that he has, and you find out the extent of his operations, saving yourself all the time of looking for those latter years. And then maybe in 2 years you free a couple hundred slaves.
My cat. Be back.
Which one sounds closer to your goal?
I think you either cut out or you just stop talking after a couple hundred slaves.
Oh no, that was it. You free a couple hundred slaves. Which one sounds closer to your goal?
My goal is just freeing people. Me befriending a slaver to then betray a slaver, iffy. And plus, I'm pretty sure I've already screwed that deal up, considering the fact the person he wanted me to get rid of is not gotten rid of. I was taking a nap.
At the mention of Makana, you're going to notice Lilfear, who is normally very collected in how she displays herself to other people, her face is going to twist into disgust. And
Hey, don't look at me like that. I'm old. I'm not as good as I used to be.
She's gonna stand up and say, well, then I'll leave you to your rest. Just think on what I said.
I do not see... My only thing, Lilfear, is I understand what you're saying. I just do not see a plausible way to do it. I thought the prison, doing how I was going to do it in the prison, was my best shot. It was not. Going after Draylin was not my best idea. Doing what he wanted me to do was not my best idea. I don't know how you want me to go about this.
She interrupts you and says, you're a smuggler, right?
Yes, I am.
Carter is going to know very distinctly. He's never told her that. But Lilfear is going to say, why don't you just do what you do and normally try and work your way into his inner circle? I'm sure he needs people with your skills.
How exactly do you know that?
She's going to laugh for a moment and say, "Trust me, it's my job to know everybody coming and going around."
Yeah,
And she trails off.
Yeah, I don't like that.
She rolled a nat 20 on her insight check.
I bet she did, that bitch. Whatever. Not gonna delve too deep into that. Tell him, I guess you're gonna go back to Madison anyways. If my thinking in this is correct. Tell him that I could not complete the mission given to me, but I am willing to do other assignment and different assignment, one that is pertaining to my expertise. Assassinations are not that. If he needs something to go to one place to another, call me. Killing people, you know, like discreetly and effectively, not my thing. So I had.
She nods and says, he's not gonna like that information's not coming from your mouth."
Yeah, well, I don't want to.
She stops you though and says, "I completely understand though. I will relay the information and try and do it in a way that sets us both up to be profitable in the future."
Thank you. If you excuse me, I'm gonna get a rest now because my head still hurts from being blasted by icicles and electricity and my own mall at one point, and then strangled. Assholes.
Carter's just had a beautiful holiday.
No. Fuck this fucking holiday bullshit. Fucking going to sleep.
Alright. So we're gonna fast forward through the rest of today.
Yep.
Riley, Veldrin, before he comes back to the Lucky Lass at night, he's going to notice in the late afternoon there is a huge plume of smoke rising from the northern mountains in the distance. Arabella.
Curious.
So I don't get to meet with Makana and give her her sword?
Oh, you go looking for her, or I thought you were...
Yeah. That would be my goal, is to find Makana as soon as possible to get this bitch away from me.
Roll me a investigation check.
Hold on. What did she say to do? Do you remember? Get it and...
Run like hell.
She said, "Where are you? Calm him down. He likes poetry. Tell Chryselos you're a friend of mine." Yeah.
And that's it. No, okay, then I'm just gonna stay put, because she'll know where to find me, because I told her that where I would be at the end of the day. I'm just gonna wait in my room. Door locked, nobody wants. That's the first time Arabella hasn't invited somebody to her room since she's been here.
Okay, and I'm assuming you're not holding the sword. You, like, put it down on the table or something?
Yeah, I'm not gonna, no.
Alright, yeah, so, the rest of the party meets back up at the Lucky Lass in the evening. Makana does come for her sword, at nightfall. With her is a, oh, go ahead.
Is it still the festival?
Yes, it's the night of the festival.
Okay. Then I'm just gonna party and gamble.
Alrighty, I'm gonna roll you on the Revelry page of the DMG.
I'm gonna gamble, just party.
Okay, just partying.
And impress some ladies with my beautiful singing.
Alright, roll me a performance check.
Performance. That's even better.
There we go. I will tell you what I am not excited for about Xanathar's Guide to Everything. The downtime activities are like sections and sections and sections long.
Yeah, there's so many, dude. There is stupid how many there are.
I don't even want to begin to start reading through it.
So much.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just gonna hit on some.
Can I be counted as having a long rest at this point?
Yeah, you would. You'd be waking.
Yeah.
You could have your long rest near midnight. Let's see. 75.
Back to full, all my rage, all my second thing. I'm like a walking meat shield of yummy goodness. What do I get at 6? I got it. I know I get a patch thing. You okay?
Alright. So, Veldrin, in his reveling? Yeah, reveling, that's a much better word. And partying in the evening, through his performances and his sweet talking of lady friends and making new accomplices, he is able to recuperate the gold he spends in the evening in gifts coming back from other people. So you have a net loss of 0 and a net gain of 0. Which is about the best you could hope for.
Pretty good.
Makana does come to get her sword back near midnight. She has a Milsarai woman with her. If Arabella is sleeping, she would not wake her.
Arabella does not sleep, not until she got there.
Okay, yeah. In the evening, Makana does come to get her sword. Would you want to say anything to her, or just meet back up with her in the morning?
I feel like Bella would just be like, I took a lot of chances getting the sword for you.
And Makana's going to say, and it's going to pay off when I ram it through Draylen's heart.
I'm going to need you to not do anything to put the Nazarene.
She's going to lean back and say, the Kalkin and Nazaram are great friends.
Good. But like I said, please don't do anything that would piss me off with that fool. I have an acquaintance that made this possible that I would really not want to.
Oof. Lilfir would be sleeping here at the Lucky Lass. Would Arabella let her sleep in her room, or would she force her to sleep in Carter's room?
Not in my room.
Alright.
Can you tell how Arabella feels about that?
Yeah, so there's going to be no fireworks on that tonight. Before Makana leaves, though, she does turn and introduce the woman with her, and she says, "Oh, this is Kytrina. Kytrina, this is Arabella. She points back at Katrina and says, she's a sentinel.
Arabella will be like, I'm glad you survived.
The woman nods and says, my father has taught me how to get out of quite a few situations.
Your father? Arabella will ask with her eyes proudly.
She nods and says, Gavrilo Elslor.
Oh, hey! I know that person!
She nods and says, you should. He's a legendary mercenary.
I mean, didn't we meet him for real though?
Oh yeah, you guys have met him. If you can't remember where, history check and I'll tell you.
Wasn't it in a tavern in some where he, like, hit the shit out of Zai?
Not Zai. It was, you had a mercenary with you by the name of Akthau, and
That's right. I remember Akthau.
Akthau shot Gavrilo with an arrow. Gavrilo caught it and threw it back at him and nearly one-shot him.
Yes, but that's after he knocked Zai to the ground.
Oh yeah, he did. I forgot about that part too. So yeah, in a 2v1, he almost took both of you guys out.
Arabella will just smile and say, no, you don't understand. Like, I actually met him when I was in Somar Villa. That's where our estate was. That's where all of this shit started.
When you say that, the woman whose face has been pretty sour this whole time is going to grow into a smile before she chuckles and says, that old man thinks he can settle down. He's only going to be there for a few months before someone else finds him and comes looking, trying to challenge his blade again.
Hey, he can still handle himself. I watched him take out two gentlemen with like a single.
She nods and says, unfortunately, being the world's best fighter doesn't make you the world's best father.
I'm sorry to hear that. But then again, at least he's not a
Yeah, she shrugs and says, I've gotten over it years ago. I don't hold a grudge.
Again, I repeat, at least he was around, sorta.
At least he was what?
Around, sorta.
She nods and says, I'm just trying to put what he taught me to better use than he put his skills to.
Obviously, it seems to be working.
She quiets for a moment and looks away and says, not as well as I'd like to. I was there when Draylin attacked the Kaukin office. He was nearly unstoppable. All we could do is smuggle who we could out and hide the rest in that barricaded room, but those who couldn't get out, it was a death sentence.
But
Makana puts her hand on her shoulder and says, we're going to avenge every single one of them.
and getting someone out is better than getting no one out. That's better than most people could do.
There's a moment of awkwardness there, as she still doesn't seem very proud of herself. And she looks to Makana and says, are we done here? And Makana says, oh, of course. We'll meet...
Arabella's going to ask where they're staying for the night.
Katrina is going to step forward and say, I've made a safe house in town for now. For now, it's better if you don't know. But we're coming in and out of Maiden's Watch.
I expect to see you in the morning, both of you.
They each nod.
Morgana, please heed my request.
Did you say please be respectful? It was
Please
a little.
heed my request.
Oh, heed my request. Oh man, there's a lot of that going on tonight.
Please, please be respectful.
Yeah. Could you guys just reconsider your murder path?
Right.
All right. Otherwise, the night passes uneventfully.
Before I go to sleep, I'm gonna find. I'm just gonna talk to a random girl. I don't care. I'm a very man who just performed. And I'm just gonna flirt.
The supermodel woman that you're flirting with seems very interested in you.
I love it.
She offers you the warmth of her bed for the night. You take her up on it?
I'll say, why not? It'll be a fun night, hopefully.
Okay, and you're in the city proper?
I am performing in the last place.
Okay, so you'd be on the concourse. So she leads you to a house along the river, leading towards Maiden's Watch, and you guys have a wonderful evening. She is
Roll a performance check.
Yeah, roll a performance check. She is
See what your performance in bed is.
yeah.
That's exactly. Hey, I had to do it.
I have a plus 11, so
He gets a
31.
nat 20.
Yeah.
Oh,
31.
This woman is not good at this at all. However, you treat her with to every pleasure of the body that she's not accustomed to, and you guys go to sleep very, very happy.
Excuse me.
The night passes uneventfully for everyone else. On the morning of the 36th, the lights yes.
Where is Lofair? Is she sleeping in my room, or who?
Yes.
Where is she sleep? Oh my god.
Yeah, she would be sleeping in your room.
I guess I'm sleeping the rest of the night on the floor since I would give her the bed.
Well, I mean, she's
be an
used to
old
sleeping
asshole.
somewhere rough. She was sleeping on the chair in the room.
Well, nah, I gave her the bed. I'll be sleeping on the floor. I might be an old asshole, but I'm a gentleman sometimes.
Ah, so polite. All right, so
You could just sleep in the bed with her.
Nah.
But, you know.
Could be like my character.
the
I'm
morning
200
you're
years
an
old.
old
I don't
boy.
think anybody wants anything to do with that.
the morning of the 36th, it is the light snow turns into a it is on the edge of becoming a blizzard. It is very unfavorable traveling conditions, and if you're going anywhere across the city today and you're going to be outside for more than an hour, you will need heavy winter clothes. Also, when Veldrin comes to, he's going to know very, and as he sobers up, he's going to know very clearly he had beer goggles on last night. And this isn't a DM torturing you. This is a roll of the dice, 11% on the percentage die, and then a nat 1 on the d20 of who you meet. The woman lying in bed next to you is not only the ugliest crone you have ever seen. You didn't know people could live to be that old and still move how she does.
I don't really care.
It's literally Coyote Ugly. She just than to wake them up.
I'm a very nice person, so I'll get up, I'll kiss her hand politely, and I'll be like, "Goodbye, milady. I have business to attend to."
And she'll say,
and leave.
"You'll come back whenever you please, Sonny."
I shall do
Probably
so.
broke a hip.
Oh, was that 20?
A percentage die of if her hip's still intact, 95%. So you're lucky on that one. That's the one roll you got good.
Just
What's
got a
her name?
dislocated hip.
We're gonna name her
Patricia.
Patricia. No, oh my gosh, kill me. We're gonna name her Andrea.
Damn it.
Oh my god,
Holga.
kill me.
Patricia or Holga was such better names.
I added her to my book of names.
You're gonna kill her?
No, I don't. I have my family in this. I have Osmos Corver, my mentor. I do have tackle, kill or steal from him, and the tolls. Kill all of them. Most of them. Book
So
of names
polite.
is just like a list. Interesting night. Okay.
Alright. Oof, let me restart that later. Alright, to travel back to your party, you are fine in the area of town that you're in, to go from where you're at to them without suffering any negative effects from the cold. They are just a few streets up from you.
Can I ask, what's her name again? The owner of the bar? The Lucky Lady?
Tayek.
Ask her if she knows of somewhere that I can get heavy winter clothes without having to freeze to death before it's done.
Let me roll her a die to see if she'd have any extra here.
I think I'd have to go to a tailor to get something in my size.
Yeah, Tayek would say, you're on the Palace Concourse. There would be a myriad of tailors and merchants that you could buy clothes from anywhere up and down the street.
Like I said, I just, I like the parts of me where they are.
Mm-hmm.
My cat just went in my shoe.
All right. So what's the game plan?
Buy winter clothes.
Okay.
Goal number 1.
On the
Actually, Arabella would ask Take if there's someone that she could send out to get them. I would be willing to pay for their time.
you want to rent a lass and just send. Oh, actually, she has a messenger boy.
Yeah.
You can send the messenger boy. He pay. His is the messenger fee listed in the DMG by the mile, but you'd just be paying for the minimum costs. But he'll fetch them for you.
That's what Arabella would want.
All right.
She doesn't want a chance,
Koto goes to get the clothes for you. I think they're like, what, 12 gold?
Yeah, something like that.
Alright, and by the time you guys are revving up for your day, he'd be back with them. So what's the game plan?
Makana's supposed to meet us here,
See?
so wait for her to arrive. And then, I don't know, what do we do, Carter?
I don't know. Carter's kind of in between things, and Carter's really thinking about how to go about his life plan now. Like, I have
Quick
a
question.
feeling Carter's gonna make a transformation here soon.
What's up, Riley?
What was the name of the lady who ran the gambling table for me?
The one who ran the table for you was Aristot, Aristot. And she is a worker of the Lucky Lass. She is not the person who owns it.
I feel like doing some more flirting, but not with an old lady this time. Who's the prettiest of the staff?
Of the Lucky
Nice.
Lass?
And less annoying. Least annoying. Yes.
So walking back there and just surveying the members who come back to work the establishment as the morning sun rises. The most attractive people that you're going to see there is going to be there's going to be a slave that you haven't met, who is probably by far the prettiest person you've seen. She's stalking Carter around. There is a oh my gosh, what is her what nation is she from? There is a Galcan woman, super foreign woman, or super exotic woman who doesn't seem to be much interested in working today, who would probably be the next most attractive person you see. That would be rivaling Arabella's appearance score.
Who's Arabella?
Arabella is 18.
How many names? Okay.
Arabella is the tall girl that,
Just thought. Just have her name written down. Too lazy to write other names.
Is that how you want to spend money at the start of this morning?
Oh no.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I just want to know appearance and personality wise.
Aristot is a 5th or 16.
Never mind. I don't feel like being a pedo today.
No, her appearance is 16.
Not her age.
Yeah.
Man, you guys are confusing me. Okay.
The appearance is like how good they look. Is based out of like a 1 to 20.
Okay. Yeah. What about personality? Is she annoying?
Talking to Aristot, she's very flamboyant. Just if you're studying her, how she's interacting, she puts down a lot of the other staff, particularly the Galcan woman, and she is always the first person to greet people as they come in.
Oh, fun. Okay, okay. That's all I need to know. Oh, wait, I had another question. I'll just go talk to Aristot.
Okay, we're gonna come back to you. Game plan for the rest of the party.
Did Arabella buy winter coats for everybody or just her?
Arabella would have bought her and Carter one. She didn't give a shit about anybody else.
If I don't give freaking get Lofer one, he's probably gonna follow me around a goddamn day. That's gonna be an annoyance. Carter really doesn't know what to do right now, so he's just gonna go out, get her Lofer coat, come back and say go do whatever you need to do.
Lofer, who is still technically a slave, can't walk around the capital on her own. So I'm gonna roll roll a die for the customers of the Lucky Lass today, and no one has came in yet. She is. It's almost like after a full day of partying, everybody's hungover. Doesn't want to come out to the brothel. But anyways,
Basically, what it's saying is I'm probably gonna have to walk her to wherever the fudge she needs to go or wants to go.
she's just gonna say, if you could escort me someplace more populated, I'll be fine on my own and
Sure,
find my way back to Lord Madison.
Let's go find a populated area.
All right. Walking outside. There are several. Yeah, it is very cold. There are several vendors trying to peddle the last of their goods, and a few councilmen walking towards the palace, with entourages of servants stopping at them to inspect the deals. Lilfir points to one of the groups and says, "I should be just fine over there."
Alright, well, go have fun. I'm gonna gesture toward the people. Go have fun.
Lilfir pats you on your head and says, "Still, consider what I said."
Don't pat my head. I'm not a dog. Don't pat my head.
It's just because you're so short.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm not a dog. Do not pat my head.
But regardless, she walks over to the group and begins schmoozing.
And at that, I'm gonna go back inside and shake the snow off. Ugh, it's fucking cold out there. I usually walk around bare chested. Fucking, I had to put a jacket on. The fuck is this?
Yeah. Alright, so if everybody's just waiting for the party to assemble, the most punctual of people that arrive first are going to be Torque and Daphne. The second group of people that arrive are going to be Celebrus. After Celebrus is going to be Riley, and finally the last to arrive, or I'm sorry, not Riley, Veldrin. The last to arrive is going to be Makana, and she is with Kytrina, and with them is one other person you guys have not met yet. When everybody's together, Torque is going to ask, "Alright, so what's the plan for handling this Draylen? If he knows we're coming, we should probably try and split up and either assault him at different locations or different places."
Torque, I hate to say it. I really do. You might be right on waiting on this.
Really? You went in guns blazing? Or
Yeah, I did.
it worked out for you then? It might work out for you now.
Yeah, it worked out, didn't it? We ended up in a prison breaking people out, and yeah,
Hey,
that worked out.
we're out. We're good.
Silver sigil. So
Yeah,
it worked out very well, honestly.
I honestly feel like the Silver Sigil is trying to set us up just like Draylen set us up right now. And I
don't doubt them.
refuse to be anybody else's pawn. I refuse to.
Not doubt that
I got
behavior from
tricked
them.
fucking one time, I'm not getting tricked the fucking again. They want us dead, is what the Silver Sigil. I believe the Silver Sigil wants us dead because we know stuff. And the easiest way to do that is to throw us to Draylen like a fucking dog in an alligator pit.
Makana is going to say they don't want us dead, they just want us to spring all the traps first.
Yeah, and die in the process. If they can get us killed without having their hands dirtied, that's a win-win on them. So I say, fuck them. Let's do this our way. I don't know what our way is going to be yet, but we're going to do it our way.
That's beautiful.
Just tell me what our way is, Carter.
I just said I don't know.
Okay, but we can't. So, who else has a strategy?
Let's see. Is Carter going to tell anybody that he talked to Lilfear yesterday?
Nope, not at all.
Okay.
Oh, but Arabella would probably bring it up. Because, you know, she's not real good at keep. I'm just saying, that's her personality.
Yeah, how would she bring it up?
Arabella would go, so, how did your night with Lilfear go?
Quiet.
I bet that's the first time that's ever been said.
No. I get it. It's because she's a hoe.
Yeah. At the mention of Lilfear, Makana's gonna say, she's. Wait, isn't she a servant to Draylin Madison?
Yes, she is one of Draylen's dogs, and no, nothing happened last night.
And Makana is going to snap at Arabella and say, "See, I told you. Anytime there's something about to go wrong, they're always there."
What do you mean they?
Yeah, she's not gonna know that you guys know it all, or rather that Carter knows, and she's gonna say, "Back when I found these guys," and she points to Arabella. Oof, are you guys still there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I just heard like a disconnect sound. Anyways, she's gonna point to Arabella and say, "Back when I found these guys in Somar Villa, that sneaky courtesan was with them, and I found out she was a member of the Silver Sigil. She had the rune that they all carry on their body."
Well, I mean, if the cat's out of the bag, yeah, I knew that.
Relates to me in a way.
She showed me that last night. That's all she showed me last night.
Yeah, I was gonna say the man traveling with Makana is gonna laugh. So it was eventful then.
No, it was not.
Arabella's gonna lose it.
It was not eventful last night. She did, however, show me a different side of my thinking about this, and now I'm second guessing myself, and I have never done this.
Hey, why second guess yourself now? If you've never done it, you seem to be still alive after, 1,012 years.
Yeah, Makana's gonna raise an eyebrow and say, "You smacked me in the face with a mate, or with a maul, and didn't second guess that. I'm very curious how she got through to you."
Smacking people is what I normally do. That was just second nature.
Makana, by the way, doesn't at all seem angry at you.
Angry or not, I'm not gonna even bother with figuring that one out. Everything I have planned to do so far has failed. I decided I would go after Madison head on, failed. Decided to go take you down while you were at your weakest and most vulnerable state, failed. It seems everything I do comes up short. And now having this perfect opportunity that I'd have backup from an entire count from the sigil to go in after Madison for a second time, I don't buy it. I don't buy it.
And she's going to say, you think she's setting you up?
I think the entire Silver Sigil is setting us all up. Hell, they knew how important you were, and they threw you as bait. You think they're going to want us? Do you think they care about us enough to not throw us into a trap? Nah.
Makana's going to say, well, what I'm saying is I don't understand why she would tell you not to attack Madison.
Hell if I know. I'm just saying, I don't know what to do. I usually know what to do in these situations, and I don't. And that's what's pissing me off.
Torque is going to say, we could launch a lengthy and legal investigation into his matters.
Yes, Torque, but by then he could have killed countless people.
Torque, how legal does legal have to be exactly for an investigation?
Well, if he is breaking the law, swift justice is not out of the question.
Well, I'm
but
more
we need
or less
evidence
saying,
first.
Yes, but I'm more or less saying, like, if I have to say break the law to prove he's breaking the law, does that then make me accountable for breaking out that said law?
Daphne puts her finger up and says, technically, yes. Torque looks at her and says, there's no technically to it.
Well, I'm only asking because I could do what I normally do, you know, like in my life when I'm not trying to bust up slave rings. I'm usually doing illegal activities. And I'm sure he could use people that does illegal activities for him. I'm saying I could try to cozy up to him and become one of his dogs, is in quotations, like throws up his hands and does the quotation signs to gather proof. The only thing is, by doing that, I would then be committing crime, as you would say.
Torque is going to nod. He's trying to... He's going to nod, and you're going to see him trying to put together this information. You're going to see him, like, wholeheartedly try to, like, follow what you're saying. And once you finish, he's going to say, but you'd still be breaking your law. And you'd still be breaking the law. And Daphne's going to rub him on the shoulder and say, he's trying. And she's going to say, I think it's a great idea.
I'm trying to apply what I know here. Damn it. I know your thing is all about follow the law and stuff like that, but by the time you get, I feel by the time you get the proof to put him in jail, it'll be too late to put him in jail. He would done accomplish whatever it is he's wanting, or be gone and disappeared.
Alright, so, I'm gonna pause for a second. I'm gonna have Arabella go ahead and roll me a free insight check with advantage, because Torque has a character flaw you guys are missing. Arabella,
I don't know Torque. So
yeah, the Arabella, it's a both of you thing. Arabella is going to know very clearly that are going to remember very clearly Torque's purpose in life is when Carter says, you know, his thing is like not breaking the law. Torque's purpose in life isn't not breaking the law; is to kill every undead person without malice. Is why he joined the Chantry of Discipline. He does not like the undead. I'm sorry, I've just hit something on my computer.
No, I heard
I
it.
thought that was my computer. I was looking through everything I had open at the time. Like, what the fuck was that?
Okay, yeah, it might have been everybody. I don't know what that was then. And Carter, why it's a two-piece puzzle. I don't know if Carter has Carter told anybody that Draylen's a vampire.
Nah, he hasn't. I thought it was common knowledge. Everybody knew this, so he's just kind of not said anything.
Arabella will tell Torque she's tired of hearing them bitch back and forth. She
Say
would be like,
one more time, Sam.
I said Arabella would speak up though. Arabella would tell Torque that something's not right with him. He wasn't right. Something's wrong with him. It makes me think of, I don't know, I can't put my finger on it. But he was lifting things with unusual amounts of strength. He was praised.